Chapter 10:23. Du Sha was a famous expert 1,000 years ago. He killed people like scything flax, and his strength was abnormal. But at the same time, he also suffered heavy injuries, which left him with many hidden injuries. As a result, he couldn't break through to the celestial mark realm in his later years. He could only obediently stay in the purple underworld sect and live as long as he could. Jian Yao wasn't a good person either. He was a yin-yang person. His upper body was female, and his lower body was male, so he was named Yao. He liked both men and women, but when the other party knew he was a transvestite, they would look at him with disdain. And this guy would mercilessly kill the person he liked in a very cruel way. The Xianming elders were juniors in front of them. These two had the strength to kill a saint, so they felt it was more than enough to deal with Yang Wu. The Ming gang felt that Yang Wu would definitely not be able to escape this calamity. The people of Jingwu were also worried for Yang Wu. They kept cursing the Ming gang for being shameless, actually sending the older generation to take action. The battle between the dragon and phoenix was to determine the strongest youth. The older generation wasn't allowed to participate. Even if they wanted to, they weren't allowed to exceed the celestial mark realm. Some forces were still very shameless and sent the older generation to participate in the battle between the younger generation. It didn't matter even if they were cursed. Yang Wu didn't care about this. He had even killed a true saint before. Was there a difference between two peak half-saints? This was obviously impossible. However, when Yang Wu was about to accept the challenge, someone actually rushed over to accept the challenge for Yang Wu. This was unexpected. Everyone looked towards the person flying over, only to see that the other party's entire body was suffused with a layer of sapphire radiance. Faintly, there seemed to be an evil aura mixed within, appearing to be an awe-inspiring evil aura. He flashed a pair of domineering profound wings, flapping the air until it rolled over and over. After reaching the dragon transformation realm, one didn't need to rely on profound wings to fly. But many people still liked to use profound wings because it was faster. The man stopped. He was dressed in mighty armor and carried a huge axe on his back. His bright eyes were incomparably oppressive. His tall and powerful body was very straight. His exposed muscles were full of explosive power. There were also shocking scars on his body, proving that he was a man who had fought countless battles. The crowd couldn't help but exclaim, "What a domineering man!" Some people were born domineering, and the man in front of her was one such person. His name was Yang Ba. When Yang Wu saw Yang Ba, he couldn't help but laugh. "Haha, good brother, I thought you weren't coming." Then, he took the initiative to welcome Yang Ba and gave him a fierce bear hug. Even a blind man could feel the strong brotherhood between them. Du Dao and Jian Yao didn't take the opportunity to launch a sneak attack. What could these young men do in front of them? "Wow, this guy is also very handsome." Sure, Wenmei couldn't help but praise. "Is she your type? If so, hurry up and chase after her." "Let my Yang Wu go," Pan Xiaoxin said. "Get lost. He's domineering, but he's not as good-looking as Yang Wu." Sure, Wenmei rolled her eyes at Pan Xiaoxin. "Look at his body. His explosive power at night should be enough to satisfy your thirst," Pan Xiaoxin said again. "My lord, you rest first. After I take care of these old guys we can catch up." Yang Ba said seriously to Yang Wu. "Are you sure you can take care of them?" Yang Wu sized Yang Ba up and said. At this time, Yang Ba's strength was much stronger than when he came out of the God of War pagoda. In a short 2 to 3 years, he had jumped 2 levels and reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm. No wonder he had such confidence. "Like killing chickens and dogs," Yang Ba replied domineeringly. "Haha, then I'll leave it to you." Yang Wu laughed heartily. He was happy that his brother's strength had increased. "Old guys, you guys come at him together." Yang Ba's gaze fell on Du Sha and Jian Yao. Without waiting for the two to speak, Xian Qing said, "Leave this arrogant young man to us brothers." The two elders will go kill Yang Wu. That's right. Young people these days don't know how to respect the old. Let us teach him how to behave, Xianku replied. Following that, the Xianming elders attacked Yang Ba. No matter how strong Yang Ba was, they had to work together to kill him. They didn't want to delay their plan to kill Yang Wu because of Yang Ba. The Xianming three elders could kill a grade 1, Starmark Realm Saint if they joined forces. Their Xianming Qi could dominate a region, and it wasn't a joke. After they attacked, their Xianming Qi enveloped a part of the world and crazily blasted towards Yang Ba. Xianming Sword Fusion. Countless sword shadows tore through the sky, and a terrifying sword aura broke through the 9 heavens. Regardless of whether it was the Ming Gang or the Jing Wu people, they all felt the combined might of the Xianming three elders. Their expressions changed slightly as they wondered if they could withstand the attacks of the Xianming three elders. Du Sha and Jian Yao still didn't intend to kill Yang Wu. They seemed to be waiting for the battle between the Xianming elders and Yang Ba to end. In their opinion, as long as Yang Wu didn't escape, it would be easy for them to kill him. There wouldn't be any accidents. This was the confidence they had gained after many years of killing people. Yang Wu also stared at the battlefield without blinking. Let me see how much you've improved in the world of battles. Sky-splitting axe. Suddenly, the image of an enormous axe charged into the sky. It was like an axe that came from the creation of the heavens and the earth. Its shocking imposing aura wasn't the slightest bit inferior to the Xianming elders, and it was even to the extent that it carried a strand of piercingly cold evil energy. When the axe shadow and the sword aura collided, the sharp sword aura was like paper and shattered. The axe shadow was invincible. It swept away the sword aura and gained the upper hand. How is this possible? Niu Yong cried out. He found it hard to believe that the young man who had just arrived had such terrifying strength. Even he felt great pressure. This proved that the young man had the strength to threaten him. Du Sha's and Jian Yao's expressions also changed. Clearly, they were also shocked, let alone the other spectators. Bang! Bang! Under the repeated collisions of the giant axe, 3 figures were thrown back in a sorry state. Blood splattered in the sky. They were all injured by Yang Ba in one move. Can't even withstand a single blow, Yang Ba said disdainfully. He hadn't used the battle axe yet. He had just attacked with his bare hand. When everyone saw this scene clearly, they were even more shocked to the point of being unable to recover. He had injured the Xianming elders without using a weapon. If he used a weapon, wouldn't he be able to kill the Xianming elders in one move? This was a half-saint who had been famous for a long time. Xianming sword formation. The Xianming elders wouldn't give up so easily. They used their ultimate skill. The 3 of them worked together and condensed their Xianming Qi. Countless sword shadows and sword auras surged toward Yang Ba. This time, Yang Ba had to use a weapon. The Xianming elders were risking their lives. He had to respect the elders so as not to hurt their self-esteem. No matter how strong you are not as strong as the devil race. Yang Ba murmured. His black tortoise battle chi erupted, and the spirit of the black tortoise appeared. Very quickly, it condensed into a ball with his celestial chi. This was the sign of battle chi unification. His combat strength had completely erupted. Countless devil skeletons appeared behind him, and these devil skeletons were all under his feet. This was a man who had grown by stepping on the devil skeletons. Whether it was in the City of Redemption or in the world of battles, he had killed countless devil rays. His combat experience was extremely rich, and his killing power was unparalleled. When his battle chi fully erupted, he could kill a saint. He had indeed killed more than one devil saint. Bang! The battle axe soared into the sky, overbearing and boundless. The sword formation collapsed, and the outcome was decided. This time, the Xianming elders didn't even have a chance to escape. The huge axe fell and cut them into pieces on the spot. Even the armor they wore couldn't stop it. This was Yang Ba, who had tempered himself for 3 years in the world of battles. He had returned with great strength. Du Sha and Jian Yao wanted to save the Xianming elders, but they were stopped by Yang Wu. Kill! The two didn't hesitate to use their strongest killing moves to kill Yang Wu. Killing gods and Buddhas. Du Sha cultivated the way of killing. No matter if it was a demon or a ghost, he would kill them all. The thick killing intent was chilling. The cold dagger stabbed toward Yang Wu's throat, heart, and other vital parts. The way of killing could increase the battle chi and weaken the opponent's fighting spirit. It was very overbearing. The disaster of demons. Jian Yao's method was completely different from Du Sha's. He turned into a eunuch and flicked his lotus fingers. The scene of a man and a woman appeared. Thousands of demons flicked their fingers, and one finger could harm the world. This kind of unimaginable method was impossible to guard against. This was also the reason why the Xianming elders were so confident in these two elders. They had all comprehended their own martial Tao and had the power to kill a saint. Yang Ba was too late to help Yang Wu, but he had absolute confidence in Yang Wu. He muttered to himself, "How strong is the Lord?" In the City of Redemption, he was still able to fight Yang Wu to a standstill. If it wasn't for the suppression of his bloodline, he didn't think he would have lost to Yang Wu. Later, he was saved by Yang Wu and was convinced by his strength. He was willing to serve Yang Wu as his master. He had blind confidence in Yang Wu and felt that Yang Wu was stronger than him. This was a youth who had reached the 12th level of the God of War Pagoda. How could he not be strong? "I'll use you guys to test how strong my sacred dragon war body is," Yang Wu thought to himself. He mobilized the strength of his body and attacked the two elders. Overbearing divine palm. Yang Wu was determined to display the power of the sacred dragon physique. Moreover, he wanted to use the two of them to establish his prestige. He didn't show any mercy. The overbearing divine palm didn't carry the slightest trace of profound chi, but it had the power to shatter space, causing an incomparably frightening disturbance. The spectators were all dumbfounded by this scene. Was this still a battle between dragon transformation realm cultivators? A sacred war was nothing more than this. Chapter 10:24. Du Sha and Jian Yao had both comprehended their own martial path. Unfortunately, they couldn't break through to the Starmark realm. Otherwise, their combat strength would have undergone a drastic change. Even so, they still had extremely powerful combat strength. Their combat strength was comparable to a first-grade Starmark realm expert. If it wasn't for their weakened blood chi, they could even challenge a second-grade Starmark realm expert. They thought that it would be easy to take down Yang Wu. However, when Yang Wu made his move, they realized how powerful Yang Wu was. It was simply too abnormal. Yang Wu's palm strike did not contain any profound chi, and was purely based on the strength of his physical body. It felt as if a true dragon had appeared in front of them, violently attacking them. The killing intent of the dagger was instantly shattered, and the finger lights were also unable to withstand a single blow. They were all shattered by the dragon claw-like palm print, and the tyrannical power was a complete mess. Puff, puff. Du Sha and Jian Yao were sent flying while coughing up blood. Some of their attacks also landed on Yang Wu's body. The terrifying killing intent tore apart Yang Wu's clothes. The overbearing demon fingers also left traces of marks on Yang Wu's body. Unfortunately, they still couldn't injure Yang Wu. Even if he didn't activate the black tortoise battle armor, their attacks still couldn't hurt him. It wasn't that their attacks weren't strong enough. It was just that Yang Wu's body was too strong. If Yang Wu only had a saint body, their attacks would definitely injure him severely. However, the saint dragon body was different. It was a saint body that was comparable to a third-grade Starmark realm expert. Even an ordinary saint weapon might not be able to hurt him. The dragon race was known as the race with the strongest physical body. Yang Wu had the saint dragon body. Du Sha and Jian Yao's power wasn't enough to hurt him. After Yang Wu's attack succeeded, his figure flashed, and his two palms once again shot out. That domineering aura was very intimidating. The tyrannical divine palm and the black tortoise tyrant fist had the same effect. The only difference was the difference between the palm and the fist, as well as the attribute of the celestial chi. The similarity between the two was the astonishing domineering aura. Only an invincible aura could unleash the power of this palm. At the same time he released his overbearing aura, his dragon chi also spread out invisibly. The aura of the dragon pressed down on Du Sha and Jian Yao's heads, suppressing their soul energy. It immediately wiped out their battle intent. They felt as if they were facing a real dragon. Is he a human or a dragon? Why is he so terrifying? Du Sha's killing intent disappeared without a trace. His face was full of shock. Jian Yao's body was also trembling as he said, "Why can't I raise my fighting spirit? This must be an illusion. We have to use our ultimate attacks." Du Sha and Jian Yao forced themselves to use their final killing move. Unfortunately, Yang Wu wouldn't give them the chance. His palm strike had already ruthlessly imprinted on their chests, completely blowing them up. Yang Wu could beat up the Su clan's old ancestor, who was a saint of the second-level Starmark realm. He could also directly defeat a saint of the second-level Starmark realm like Bao Bufu. His battle prowess wasn't any weaker than any second-level Starmark realm martial artist. Du Sha and Jian Yao were just old men with weak blood chi. Even if they had martial arts, they could only threaten a saint of the first-level Starmark realm at most. In front of Yang Wu, they couldn't even withstand a single blow. Their hearts were shattered by Yang Wu, and their aged bodies exploded. Before Du Sha died, he counterattacked Yang Wu. His dagger left his hand and stabbed towards Yang Wu's heart with ultimate killing intent. He hoped to drag Yang Wu down with him. Unfortunately, that was just wishful thinking. Yang Wu's heart seemed to have a saint-level heart protecting mirror, which blocked the fatal blow. He roared, I can't accept this. He and Jian Yao had been famous for many years, but they couldn't kill a dragon transformation realm youth. He indeed couldn't accept death. Du Sha, Jian Yao, and the 3 Xian Ming elders had all fallen. They were all half-saints. Half-saints had the word saint in their names. Their battle prowess wasn't something a dragon transformation realm martial artist could compare to. But now they were all killed by a dragon transformation realm martial artist. The impact was too shocking. The Ming Gang and Jing Wu were all dumbfounded. Yang Ba was already tyrannical enough. Who would have thought that Yang Wu was even more tyrannical? Du Sha and Jian Yao were even stronger than the 3 Xian Ming elders. One of them could fight with the 3 Xian Ming elders, and the 2 of them could easily kill the 3 Xian Ming elders. Even such characters were easily killed by Yang Wu. Just how high was Yang Wu's predicted ranking on the Heavenly Dragon list? Niu Yong stared fixedly at Yang Wu's attack. His heart was filled with an intense battle intent. He wasn't afraid of Yang Wu's powerful combat prowess. In his opinion, the stronger the opponent, the stronger he would become. This was the philosophy he had been growing up with. As long as he could defeat Yang Wu, everything could be reversed. Yang Wu looked at Yong Nyo and said, "If you want to fight, then come." Do you think I'm afraid of you? Today I, Yong Nyo, will kill you here." Yong Nyo coldly snorted. He rode the green ox and charged towards Yang Wu. He was the Ming Gang's enforcer and the leader of these people. If he retreated, it would mean that the Ming Gang had lost. This was an outcome he couldn't accept. It was also an outcome the Ming Gang couldn't accept. "Lord, leave him to me." Yang Ba rushed over and said. He rushed towards Yong Nyo. "Who do you think you are? You dare to fight me? Die." Yong Nyo vented the anger in his heart when he saw Yang Ba taking the initiative to fight. He cursed loudly and pulled out his 2 truncheons to attack Yang Ba. Yong Nyo was worthy of being one of the Ming Gang's enforcers. His battle prowess was quite strong. When he pulled out his truncheons, They were like two evil dragons biting at Yang Ba. His battle prowess was comparable to a first-grade Starmark realm martial artist. Yang Ba had just killed the Xianming Three Elders. His strength had already been proven. He raised his battle axe and slashed out. A huge axe light descended like the black tortoise. His battle aura was astonishing. Everyone could feel the unique battle aura on Yang Ba's body. This was the black tortoise battle aura that was unique to the battle clan's Yang clan. The Yang clan had been in decline for many years. It had been a long time since someone was able to activate such powerful battle aura. 50 years ago, only Yang Jinghai was able to shine on the Heavenly Dragon leaderboard and enter the top 1,000. He was already considered one of the top few existences. This time, Yang Wu and Yang Ba's sudden emergence allowed people to see the glory of the battle clan's Yang clan. At the same time, they also thought that the Xing clan wouldn't let go of this opportunity to exterminate them. However, they didn't know who would be the one to be exterminated in the end. Niu Yong was very strong. He was so strong that he could fight Yang Ba head-on without being defeated. His twin truncheons were top-notch lesser saint weapons. He was very experienced in battle. His every move was linked together. Under Yang Ba's domineering attacks, he was able to block them. Furthermore, he would occasionally strike at Yang Ba's flaws. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to severely injure Yang Ba. Although it seemed like they were evenly matched, Niu Yong knew that Yang Ba's strength was too strong. His attacks were so bold that Niu Yong didn't have any temper at all. His arms were numb from the vibrations, and blood was faintly seeping out from his flesh. I have to end this quickly. Otherwise, I will be the one to lose, Niu Yong thought to himself. In the next moment, he bounced off the green ox. The green ox attacked first. It opened its mouth and let out a sound wave. Moo! The ox's sound was strange. It went straight into Yang Ba's soul. The green ox's main purpose was to disturb Yang Ba's mind and help Niu Yong seize the opportunity to win. Twin truncheons cutting the moon. The truncheons crossed, forming a giant pair of scissors. The turbulent celestial chi turned into twin dragons. They intertwined and soared into the sky, as if they were going to cut the moon. This was Niu Yong's strongest saint skill. Looking from afar, the power of the dragons wreaked havoc within 100,000 feet. It was extremely domineering. The geniuses who were watching the battle closely watched this scene. They realized that the outcome was about to be decided. Yang Ba was indeed impacted by the green ox's roar, but it was still within his tolerance range. In the City of Redemption, there was a dream god demon that specialized in hurting people's souls. He often encountered such situations in the world of battles. In this regard, Yang Ba had long been prepared. The headband on his forehead had the function of defending against soul attack. His soul power was also unusually strong. In this step, other than feeling a little uncomfortable, he was fine. When Niu Yong's attack came, he had already reacted. Black Tortoise Fighting Soul. Yang Ba's bloodline power boiled to the extreme. His combat strength soared crazily, and his soul power also soared. The power of his bloodline had reached the 5th stage of Black Tortoise Battle Chi, Black Tortoise Fighting Soul. This was a higher level than Black Tortoise Spiritualization. This meant that his combat strength was far beyond that of an ordinary Yang family disciple. After he activated this bloodline power, the damage caused by the green ox's sound wave completely disappeared. The Black Tortoise Battle Chi on his body had reached the extreme. He lifted the battle axe with one hand and quickly slashed down. The huge axe shadow fell with the power to split the sky and earth. Boom! Boom! In the battle between the two peerless geniuses, the two strongest saint skills collided. Heaven and earth lost their color. Celestial chi splashed crazily like sparks. The ground was smashed full of holes. The destructive power was amazing. I didn't expect Yang Ba to have reached this step. Yang Wu smiled faintly. In the past, Yang Ba's bloodline power was not so strong. He barely reached the level of Black Tortoise spiritualization. Now that he had reached the level of Black Tortoise fighting soul, he felt very happy. The stronger Yang Ba was, the more powerful it meant that another powerful battle saint would appear in the Yang family in the future. Yang Wu's bloodline power was stronger than Yang Ba's. He had reached the level of Black Tortoise doppelganger. He was still a distance away from the final stage, Black Tortoise spiritualization. Perhaps when he stepped into the Saint realm, his bloodline power would undergo an earth-shattering change. Only then would he be able to perfect the last flaw. The two forces gradually disappeared. The victor was finally decided. Yongnyo's chest was split open by Yang Ba. Blood gushed out and his body smashed onto the ground. He could not get up for a long time. The green ox did not dare to fight Yang Ba. It rushed to Yongnyo's side and carried him away. "I will remember you. Next time, I will definitely defeat you." Yongnyo was still conscious. He roared unwillingly. After Yongnyo left, the Ming gang did not stay any longer. They quickly followed Yongnyo and left. The people of Jingwu did not leave. Their eyes were still fixed on the man who had defeated Yongnyo. Other than his clothes being a little damaged, he was not injured. They could not help but exclaim in their hearts, "What a domineering man!" Chapter 10:25. In front of the mountain range, there was a large area filled with rocks and weed. In the past, there would be some small poisonous creatures crawling out from the cracks in the rock. However, all of them were gone now. What was left was the ground that was full of holes. These were the traces left behind by the battle. The Ming gang and the Jingwu people fought. In the end, the Jingwu people won. The name Jingwu became famous. Before the Battle of Dragons and Phoenixes started, many peerless geniuses were forming their own factions. The Ming gang was one of the top 5 factions. The other factions were widely known. They were the Dragon Palace, the Phoenix Palace, the Battle League, the Thunder Sect, and the Blood Wraith. These factions were the strongest at the moment. No matter who met them, they would try to avoid them. There was still some time before they entered the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. All the factions were trying to snatch the jade plates of others, so that more people could enter the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. The leaders of the factions were also preparing to become the Dragon Emperor. Other than that, they still had to face the spirit demons, the mutated tribes, and the devil tribe. Only by working together would they have more security and gain more reward. The Dragon Palace was the faction formed by the Palace Lord of the Immortal Palace. There were many elites who joined him. It was also one of the factions with the most members. The Phoenix Palace was the faction formed by the princess of the Xianyuan tribe. There were many elites who joined as well. Most of them were the princess escorts. None of them were easy to deal with. The Battle League was the faction formed by the Xing family, the Lu family, and other members of the Battle Clan. It was mainly made up of the Battle Clan's prodigies. It also took in other prodigies. It was a force that could not be ignored. The Thunder Sect was the faction formed by the previous generation's Saint and Saintess of the Purple Cloud Palace. It also took in a group of extraordinary prodigies. The Blood Wraiths was an evil faction. It was mainly led by the Blood-Killing Sect and the Ghost Cult. They were quite powerful. Other than these factions, there were a few other factions that were not weak. However, they had fewer people and kept a low profile. Therefore, not many people paid attention to them. However, if anyone dared to ignore them, they would be at a disadvantage. Before entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, anything could happen. As for which 20,000 young men and women would enter the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, it was still uncertain. Jingwu defeated a part of the Ming gang. Some people witnessed the end of the battle with their own eyes, and some came to seek refuge. "Saint Master Yang Wu, I want to join the Jingwu. I'm from the Kongtong sect. I want to join your team. I am Su Hong from the Sky Hidden Realm. I wish to become one of you." Yang Wu and Yang Ba's performance was too stunning. These people wanted to join them. Some wanted to protect them, some wanted to borrow the strength of the team to obtain the jade plates they wanted. Even more people came because of Yang Wu's reputation. He was a top-notch saint alchemist. There were many benefits to having a good relationship with him. Sorry, I'm not the leader. Our leader is over there. You can ask her. Yang Wu had no choice but to decline. Although he didn't want to deal with these things in peace, at this point, she had to bear some responsibility. Perhaps this could help her grow faster. Qing Jing wasn't alone. She had a senior sister like Ning Xian by her side who could help her deal with some matters. Moreover, Xia Zixio, Pan Xiaoxin, and the others couldn't possibly stay out of this. It was up to them to decide whether or not to take in these people. Yang Wu didn't want to do these things. He wasn't that concerned about the team's affairs. Everything he did was for Qing Jing's personal safety. If others knew his thoughts, he didn't know what they would think. Others were desperately trying to recruit more members, but he didn't care. It really made people speechless. Yang Wu and Yang Ba were catching up on the side. Yang Wu threw a pot of 8 drunken immortals to Yang Ba and said, "Let's drink." Yang Ba didn't hesitate. He picked up the wine and drank it in big gulp. After 3 years of tempering in the world of battles, the environment there was extremely harsh. Those who could climb out of it were extremely depressed. It was such a happy thing to be able to come out and take a breather. How have you been in the past few years? I heard from Yifan that you are very impressive. Yang Wu took a sip of wine and asked Yang Ba. Yang Ba outlined a faint smile and said, "It's just like that. It's much better than when I was in the City of Redemption." He said it lightly, but only he knew how many times he had experienced the edge of life and death. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to have his current realm. Are there really a lot of demons in that damned place? Yang Wu asked again. Yes, there are countless of them. They fight every day, and people die every day, just to protect their own property and prevent them from invading our territory. Yang Ba replied. After a pause, he said, "When you want to improve your strength, you should go to the world of battles in person. That place is really not a place where ordinary people can stay." "Okay, after this trip is over, I will accompany you to the world of battles," Yang Wu replied without thinking. The demons were a particularly difficult race to deal with, but he was not afraid. "By the way, where are the people of our Yang family? They may have gone to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, or they may not have arrived yet. It depends on their own fortune. I don't care so much." "Then what's the matter with this Jing Wu? My lord, why did you let a little nun be the leader? Could it be that you won't even let a little nun go? Am I that kind of person? Aren't you?" Jing Wu's people did not stay here for long. After resting for half a day, they began to move towards the depths of the Dragon Phoenix forest. In this half a day, they had recruited another 40 people to join the team, and the number of people had reached 180. Among these 40 people, only 8 people had jade plates, and the rest did not. The total number of people in the team who had jade plates reached 49 people. This ratio was very high. In general, Jing Wu's strength had increased by a lot, and the general fighting strength of these people was not weak. Except for a few who were in the elementary dragon transformation realm, the rest were at least in the intermediate dragon transformation realm. These people who had just joined kept trying to warm up to Yang Wu. Yang Wu did not mind getting to know them, but he really did not have the time to deal with them one by one. With Yang Ba by his side, he could intimidate many people, and no one dared to approach him easily. Yang Ba was like a baleful door god, always by Yang Wu's side. Everyone had seen Yang Ba's fighting strength, and this domineering man was not to be trifled with. Among them, there were a few female prodigies who secretly threw flirtatious glances at Yang Ba. Unfortunately, this unromantic man did not seem to see them, and did not put them in his eyes at all. They were extremely disappointed. Yang Wu could not help but secretly tease Yang Ba. Why did he not take the opportunity to recruit 1 or 2? Yang Ba's answer made Yang Wu speechless. That guy actually despised these women for being too weak. He liked to conquer stronger women. It had to be said that Yang Ba's ambition was very big. After Jing Wu's group entered the Dragon Phoenix Forest, they did not encounter any danger at first, but as they went deeper, they encountered some trouble. There was a terrifying swarm of poisonous bees, and their numbers were frightening. Once they were stung by their stingers, they would die from the poison. The poison was extremely strong. This time, Yang Karen got a chance to show off her skills. She lifted her pipa and played a song, and these poisonous bees directly fell from the sky. They did not cause too much damage to them, and their group successfully passed through this stage. Very quickly, they encountered the attack of other vicious beasts. These vicious beasts were much fewer in number than the poisonous bees, but each one of them was extremely powerful and ferocious. They also had unique talents, and the attacks they launched were difficult to parry. This time, they did not have any luck to speak of. They had to use their own strength to forcefully carve out a bloody path. 180 prodigies seemed to be quite a number, but facing hundreds and thousands of vicious beasts, the continuous attacks still made them feel strained. No one dared to be negligent in the slightest. With Xia Zixio, Pan Xiaoxin, Yang Ba, and Mei Zihao leading the way, Qing Jing, Yang Wu, Sherwen Mei, and the others in the middle, and the newcomers at the back, they quickly tore through this desolate forest. When these prodigies worked together, their battle prowess was very strong. In the end, they managed to carve out a bloody path and forcefully pass through the encirclement of these vicious beasts. Unfortunately, there were still a few people who died. This kind of loss was already considered small. If they went to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss alone, they would most likely be doomed. This was a cruel path of cultivation, and everyone had to put life and death aside. They did not stop. There was still a long way to go for them, and this was just an appetizer. There were still many difficulties and dangers waiting for them on the road. Not long after, they arrived at the territory of a man-eating flower. Fortunately, Yang Wu had warned them in time. Otherwise, they would have been devoured by these man-eating flowers. After all, man-eating flowers looked no different from ordinary flowers. If one was not careful, they would become their food. In addition to man-eating flowers, there were also soul-piercing vines growing here. Soul-piercing vines were different from ordinary soul-piercing vines. Although they were both herbs that could increase one's soul power, soul-piercing vines could attack one's soul. It was also one of the evil plants. Yang Wu was able to discover their existence because he had the sacred mandala flower on him. It could sense their existence, and it also needed to devour them to grow. Yang Wu calmly released the sacred mandala flower and let it sneak into the boundary between man-eating flowers and soul-piercing vines. It was his contracted plant type. Even if it had reached the Saint tier, it would not be considered a violation. For example, these prodigies had Saint tier puppets to protect themselves. This was not a violation. This was an additional self-protection benefit for prodigies. Yang Wu did not expect that after releasing the sacred mandala flower, it would cause such a terrifying commotion. The plants in this area immediately withered and died. Jing Wu's people were completely flustered. What's going on? Chapter 1026. In the forest, large areas of plants were full of vitality, but in a few blinks of an eye, they all withered. This was definitely not a normal phenomenon. Everyone, run! There must be a terrifying creature here. Someone exclaimed. Why run? No matter how strong it can't fight with so many of us. Don't be such a coward. Another person replied. Are you stupid? The man-devouring flowers and soul-piercing vines are so powerful. Even if we fell into them, we would die. Now that they all disappeared, something even more terrifying must have appeared. It might even be a saint-level creature. If we don't run now, it will be too late. Leader, make the decision. Should we run or not? This damned place is full of danger. Damn it. Everyone in Jingwu had different thoughts. Most of them were still very afraid of the sudden disappearance of the plants. If it was a terrifying creature, they didn't know if they could withstand it. Everyone, don't be afraid. I will help you see if there are any evil things, Qing Jing said faintly. She formed a seal with her hands, and a holy light appeared. Then, she swept toward the withered place. This power had the ability to calm one's mind. Immediately, Jing Wu's people calmed down. At the same time, they could feel Qing Jing's pure and kind heart. In their hearts, they were actually reflecting on all the bad things they had done in the past. There was a feeling of shame. The sacred mandala flower felt this power in the dark. It felt very disgusted and almost couldn't help but retaliate. Don't act rashly, Yang Wu transmitted to the sacred mandala flower. Master, this power is really annoying. The sacred mandala flower replied. Then go and help me open up a path if you cause any commotion. Also, collect some herbs for me. Yang Wu thought for a moment and said, That's what you said. Then I'll go. Just don't go too far. Suddenly, a strange cry rang out, and an evil aura spread out. A plant with great power quickly fled into the distance. The geniuses all noticed its existence, but they couldn't see what kind of plant it was. There really is something evil, Pan Xiaoxin exclaimed. Leader's power is the purest in the world. It can drive away evil. That's amazing. Meiziheo couldn't help but praise. That's right. That evil being seemed to be very powerful. Otherwise, it wouldn't have caused such a huge commotion. Fortunately, the leader was here. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know how we died. Another person agreed. Qing Jing said modestly, My power just happened to restrain it, so it was scared away. It might be a sacred item, or else it wouldn't have been able to escape from my purification curse. An evil holy object. That's too scary. Everyone, be careful. We're still quite a distance away from the Dragon Phoenix abyss, Yang Wu purposely reminded. Thus, the group continued on their journey. Everyone had completely adapted to the tranquility of this place. Regardless of Qing Jing's battle prowess, she was able to contribute at the critical moment and even drive away the saint-level evil being. Since she, as the leader, was able to contribute to the team, they felt at ease. Another day passed and they encountered a group of spirit demons. All of a sudden, everyone became nervous. The humans were fighting for the Dragon Phoenix list, while the spirit demons were fighting for the Cyan Demon list. This group of spirit demons were clearly young. They were all in human form, and the demonic aura around them was extremely obvious. They were spirit demons from the Flood Dragon clan. There weren't many of them, only about 30 or so. However, they gave Jing Wu's team great pressure. Most of their mounts were so frightened that they lay on the ground. Their mounts had been tamed by the humans and lost their most primitive wildness. In front of these Flood Dragon clan prodigies, they completely lost their confidence. These Flood Dragons weren't here to cause trouble. They just happened to pass by. There were both male and female Flood Dragons. Every one of them was dressed in scaled armor. They were all extremely tall. The men were handsome and the women were beautiful. However, it was difficult to feel close to them. Their eyes were filled with arrogance and sharpness, as if they looked down on Jing Wu's team. Humans. The leader of the Flood Dragon clan said calmly. This was a prince of the Flood Dragon clan. He was also the leader of this group of Flood Dragons. His name was Ao Changzhan. Jing Wu's team looked worried. They were afraid that these Flood Dragons would suddenly attack them. Although they had the advantage in numbers, if they really fought, there would definitely be casualties. At this moment, Qing Jing once again displayed her ability as a leader. She stood out with her palms together and bowed. Qing Jing greets the friends from the Flood Dragon clan. May I know what business you have with us? Are you in charge of the human nuns? Ao Changzhan asked. Yes, I am the leader. Qing Jing replied in a neither servile nor overbearing manner. In her heart, all living beings were equal. Even the spirit demons were the same. She wasn't afraid of these Flood Dragons. She also didn't want to fight with them. She was just curious about what they wanted. I want his life. Bring me his head, and bring the bastards of my race. Ao Changjian's eyes locked onto one of the geniuses from the human race. That prodigy instantly panicked. Everyone looked at him. He was Lu Chungang, the prodigy who had the heavenly dragon jade tablet. He was a peak dragon transformation realm cultivator, and came from a first-rate force. Lu Chungang was targeted by the flood dragons because he was sitting on a flood dragon. That flood dragon was so scared that it couldn't even stand up straight. Flood dragon friend, I won't kill my own people, nor will I send him out. If I have offended you, please forgive me. Qing Jing wasn't a fool. She knew why Ao Changjian wanted Lu Chengang's life. However, she still insisted on protecting Lu Chungang. Thank you, leader. Lu Chungang was touched by Qing Jing's attitude. Before this, he was the one who didn't cooperate with Qing Jing's orders. Now, he swore that he would listen to Qing Jing. You people treat our clan as mounts. You all deserve to die. A hot-tempered flood dragon shouted. Your Highness, give the order for us to kill them all. Another flood dragon said. Every flood dragon was angry. When they saw their own kind being treated as mounts, they were furious. Ao Changjian's suggestion was the best solution, but the human race didn't agree. They deserved to die. Human race none, as you can see, the companion behind me doesn't like your decision. Before entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, I don't want to fight with you humans. But if you really want to protect him, I don't mind killing you in advance. Ao Changjian said coldly. We're not scared. If you want to fight, then let's fight. Pan Xiaoxin shouted with an air of not losing to men. That's right. So what if your own flood dragon is willing to be someone's mount? You want to care about this too? Do you want to care about our mounts? Another person echoed. For a moment, the atmosphere became tense. Do the humans think that we're arrogant because we're few in number? Don't forget that this is our territory. A flood dragon replied. Then, he let out a loud roar. Roar. This roar seemed to be conveying some message. A voice in the distance began to respond. Roar, roar. It was the sound of a beast's roar. A powerful wave of energy swept toward them. Not good, they're summoning other spirit tribes to help. Someone from the Jing Wu group cried out. If you want to fight, then fight. If you don't, then run. Another person said. At this time, Lu Chungang stepped forward and said, I'll give up my mount. Don't make things difficult for us. Lu Chungang was still sensible. He knew that once the battle began, it would be difficult to turn the situation around. Whether or not he could escape was one thing, but he would definitely implicate everyone present. It was better to take a step back and give up his mount in exchange for a chance to live. It's too late now. Ao Changjian looked at Lu Chungang disdainfully. Unknowingly, dozens of spirit beasts appeared nearby. They didn't take human form, and their powerful demonic qi locked onto the Jing Wu group. There were also a few spirit beasts rushing over. This was indeed the Flood Dragon tribe's territory. It was unwise to become their enemy. Friends from the Flood Dragon tribe, please let us go. Otherwise, we won't be polite. Qing Jing looked at Ao Changjian and said, How are you going to be polite? Today, I'll make all of you stay here. None of you will be able to reach the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Ao Changjian said domineeringly. Another flood dragon said, Your Highness is right. Why don't we just capture these humans and turn them into human pets? That's right. Since they dared to capture our tribe's companions, we can also capture them as human pets and slaves. They're all geniuses of the human race. Their potential is not bad. Another flood dragon said. At the mention of human pets, the flood dragon's eyes burned with desire. It was normal for humans to capture spirit beasts as mount. There were actually many humans who became spirit beasts' human pet. It was just that the human race didn't want to face such a scandal. It wasn't just the spirit beasts who had the habit of capturing humans as human pets. The demon race and other races often did the same. There were even some races who liked to trade humans as slaves. Prepare for battle. Kill our way out. Qing Jing felt the other party's determination. There was no way out, and she could decisively give the order to prepare for battle. Kill our way out. Xia Zixio echoed. Young Master Xiao Yao was no coward. He was able to become a monster. There was no such thing as being afraid of death in his dictionary. That's more like it. Kill them. Pan Xiaoxin, the cute girl, had the genes of a battle-crazed girl. She drew out her battle weapon. Profound qi surrounded her body, and she looked like she was ready to attack at any time. At this moment, everyone in Jing Wu's group was filled with fighting spirit. In the face of a difficult situation, they had to be united. Only then could they overcome all difficulties and obtain a chance at survival. Ignorant humans. Kill them all. Ao Changzhan had also lost his patience. He gave the order faintly. Just as the battle was about to break out, someone emitted a thick dragon aura. He said loudly, "Is it worth it to fight to the death for such a small matter?" Chapter 10:27. A thick demonic aura permeated the restless forest. Some weaker creatures retreated into their caves, while others who hadn't gotten close in time stayed far away. Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest. This name wasn't just for show. In ancient times, the true dragons and phoenixes had occupied this place. Now, the true dragons and phoenixes had disappeared, but there were still many creatures with the bloodlines of the true dragons and phoenixes left in this mountain range. For example, the flood dragons, dragon horse, phoenixes, blazing phoenixes, and so on. Now, Jing Wu's group was clashing with the flood dragon youth, ready to fight at any time. Jing Wu's group was made up of prodigies with extraordinary strength. There were quite a few of them, and they were only stronger than the flood dragons. However, this place was the flood dragons' territory, and they could summon other spirit demons to help at any time. This was very disadvantageous for Jing Wu's group. Just as the battle was about to break out, someone stepped in to mediate. This person's courage was commendable. Ao Changzhan, who had been desperate to deal with the human race, cast his eyes on that man. His eyes were full of surprise, as if he had seen something that shocked him. You're a lord of the dragon race? No, you're clearly a human. How dare you refine the blood essence of a lord of the dragon race? Ao Changzhan exclaimed. The youth walked out. It was Yang Wu without a doubt. The aura of a dragon floating around him was so thick that it was enough to intimidate the flood dragons. Yang Wu walked forward and said, "Do you think just anyone can have such a strong aura of the dragon race as I do?" He had learned some things about the dragon race from Yang Taihe. It was very difficult for a human to refine a dragon body. If tens of millions of people tried to refine a dragon body at the same time, it would be lucky for one to succeed. The aura of a dragon was too domineering. Before the dragon body was refined, the aura of the dragon would corrode it first. Yang Taihe was a peerless prodigy thousands of years ago, but he still couldn't refine a true dragon body. He only had a half-dragon body, and that was with the help of the dragoness. Yang Wu could reach this step. It could be said that only 1 in 10,000 people could reach this step. He could definitely call himself a dragon man. In ancient times, there were humans and true dragons living together. At that time, the most powerful dragon man race appeared. However, the dragonman's reproductive ability was affected by the true dragons, leading to their gradual extinction. At that time, the status of the dragon-human race was quite high. Regardless of whether it was the human race or the dragon race, they could be called the Chosen One or Crown Prince. At that time, the emperors of many empires were the dragon-human clan. They were the favored children of the heavens. Currently, Yang Wu was still quite a distance away from becoming a true, draconian person, but in this era, there were definitely not many who could possess such a dragon chi like him. Ao Changzhan and the Jiao dragons beside him didn't know how to respond. Not just anyone could refine the blood essence of the true dragon clan. Only those who possessed the bloodline of the true dragon clan could inherit it. How had this young man reached this step? Was he related to the true dragon clan? Or was he one of the legendary dragonmen? Without waiting for Ao Changjian to reply, Yang Wu said, "You should be able to sense whether or not I've slain a dragon. Those who slay a dragon will be bound by the dragon curse. As descendants of the dragon race, you should be able to sense it. I have a son from your flood dragon race. His name is Yang Zhenlong. Do you know if he has contact with any of your nobles?" "Yang Zhenlong, that guy who just appeared not long ago, is he your son?" Ao Changjian narrowed his eyes and shouted. "Of course. It seems you two know each other?" Yang Wu asked. "I haven't had the time to know him. I only heard that this guy suddenly appeared. His bloodline power is closer to the dragon race than ours. Some old guys call him a prince," Ao Changjian said with a displeased expression. Suddenly, Yang Wu felt that something was wrong. If Ao Changjian and Yang Zhenlong were competitors, the current situation would be affected. "I think you two will become good friends, right?" Yang Wu could only continue to play the emotional card. "Who knows? Maybe we will become sworn enemies," Ao Changjian said coldly. Then he shouted, "What are you waiting for? Kill them!" Yang Wu's plan failed. He thought that he had the flood dragon chi, and that the other party would give him face. Who knew that it still wouldn't work? The other party was ready to go their own way. "Then you will be my mount." Yang Wu was also ruthless. He had negotiated with the other party in a pleasant manner. Since the other party didn't give him face, then don't blame him for being impolite. As he spoke, the flood dragon chi around his body fluctuated. The tyrannical sacred dragon physique was displayed. The power of the wind god floated under his feet and rushed towards Ao Changjian like lightning. Yang Wu had already forced out his peak speed. His speed was comparable to the second level of Starmark realm. It was enough to show disdain for all outstanding heroes. Even Ao Changjian wouldn't be able to catch him. The distance between the two was only a few dozen meters. Yang Wu appeared beside Ao Changjian in a flash. The dense flood dragon chi had the power to suppress the flood dragon race. It slowed down their blood and chi circulation. Before they could react, Yang Wu had already grabbed Ao Changjian's throat. His fingers pierced into Ao Changjian's throat and locked onto the fatal spot. He could break Ao Changjian's neck as long as he exerted a little strength. Ao Changjian was a flood dragon. His skin and flesh were extremely tough. Even if he had transformed into human form, it still wouldn't change this characteristic. Even a quasi-sacred weapon couldn't hurt him. Only a sacred weapon could exert pressure on him. It was comparable to the sacred body of the human race. However, Yang Wu still directly grabbed his throat. It was really hard for them to believe. Ao Changjian felt as if he had fallen into a cold cellar. He felt Yang Wu's dense killing intent. He wanted to struggle and shout, but he couldn't do it. He didn't dare to do so. The pressure from the other party was too great. It was hard for him to imagine that a human could create such a big trouble for him. He was a peak little saint demon. He could fight with the top heaven's pride of the human race. His chances of winning were very high. Could it be that the other party's strength had reached the peak and could easily kill him? If he didn't have the dragon chi, I definitely wouldn't have been captured so easily. Ao Changjian's problem was the dragon chi. It was because of it that he couldn't freely circulate his bloodline power. That was why he was captured. Damned human, let go of His Highness Prince. Let go of His Highness Prince immediately. Otherwise we'll eat all of you. How dare you? You're provoking our flood dragon race. There's no place for you here. If anything happens to His Highness Prince, you'll die no matter where you run to. The flood dragons of the flood dragon race were all furious. Their prince had been captured by a young human right in front of their eyes. This was definitely a disgrace to the flood dragon race. Yang Wu tightly locked Ao Changjian's throat. A fierce look flashed across his face. Don't scream here. Do you believe that I won't kill him right now? Yang Wu tightened his grip. Ao Changjian was in great pain. He struggled, but unfortunately, he couldn't muster any strength. Yang Wu's strength was too terrifying. He was about to suffocate to death. At the same time, Yang Wu released the Tao of Death from his body. It enveloped the flood dragons in front of him, causing them to feel uncomfortable all over. It also made them feel a slight fear of death. Their aura weakened a little. A female flood dragon stepped forward and said, "Let go of my brother and I'll let all of you leave." This tall and beautiful woman was the princess of the flood dragon race. Let the surrounding spirit demons scram first. Yang Wu looked at her and said. The flood dragon princess frowned slightly. She looked at her captured brother and could only shout, "All of you leave." The dragon voice fell into the ears of the spirit demons. They didn't dare to disobey and retreated like the tide. The spirit demons that were still rushing over also stopped and didn't rush over. Seeing this scene, the people of Jingwu all heaved a sigh of relief. The spirit demons that surrounded them still gave them too much pressure. "Let go of my brother," the flood dragon princess said again. "It's easy to let him go. Let my companions leave first. When they're far away, I'll naturally let him go." Yang Wu made another request. "Human, don't push your luck." A flood dragon reprimanded. "Who's pushing their luck? I wanted to discuss it with you, but you didn't want to listen." Yang Wu replied. Ao Changzhan was extremely aggrieved. His body was changing, and there was a strong demonic aura floating. Flood dragon scales grew out. He planned to transform into his original form and shake off Yang Wu's control. At the same time, the other flood dragons roared in unison. Roar, roar! The flood dragons roared. This terrifying sound wave, which contained an incomparably powerful force, rushed towards Yang Wu. Even if it couldn't compare to a real dragon's sound, it could still cause a lot of damage. Unfortunately, they still underestimated Yang Wu. After his body was tempered by the dragon demon, besides his amazing physique, his soul had also strengthened a lot. Moreover, he had cultivated the Soul Control Heart Sutra to the greater mastery realm and had the ability to defend himself. He forcefully blocked the sound wave. "Just say it if you want to die." Yang Wu's murderous aura spread as he lifted Ao Changzhan and smashed him to the ground. Bang! In an instant, a cloud of dust was smashed into the ground, and a deep pit appeared. Ao Changzhan, who was about to transform, was dizzy from the impact. Moreover, the dragon demon aura and death aura from Yang Wu's palm entered his body and wreaked havoc on his vitality. The power of his transformation quickly retreated and revealed an extremely fearful expression. Yang Wu didn't stop there. He continued to smash Ao Changzhan. The dozens of flood dragons felt their hearts ache. They wanted to stop him, but they didn't dare to. They were afraid that the other party would really kill him. "Stop, don't hit him anymore." "I agree to your request," the flood dragon princess said decisively. Yang Wu didn't stop immediately. Instead, he dragged the other party and smashed him a few more times before stopping. Then, he said, "I'm a cultured person. I don't like fighting and killing. You guys forced me to do this." The eyelids of Jing Wu's group twitched as they exclaimed in their hearts, "What a shameless and ruthless person." Chapter 10:28. Everyone in Jing Wu's group had seen Yang Wu's strength. However, they had not seen Yang Wu's ferocious side. Everyone knew how to beat someone up, but beating up the Flood Dragon Prince in front of so many Flood Dragons was truly tyrannical. Now they finally understood why so many women liked Yang Wu. Why even a man as domineering as Yang Bao was willing to be his subordinate. This was a monster. The Flood Dragon tribe did not want Ao Chang to die in battle, especially before the start of the Green Demon rankings. They definitely did not want him to be injured. They had no choice but to agree to Yang Wu's request and let Jing Wu's group leave first. At this time, some people were unwilling to leave. "Senior brother Yang Wu, I'll stay with you." Qing Jing did not want Yang Wu to be in danger alone, so she said bravely. Her round eyes blinked, full of sincerity. "Young master, if you don't leave, I won't leave either." Yang Kurin said firmly. That's right. If we leave, we'll leave together. At most, we'll just use the Imperial Edict. What's there to be afraid of? Pan Xiaoxin said. Io, with so many people staying behind, I'd be embarrassed to leave even if I wanted to. Shi Mei said as she pinched her lotus fingers. Yang Ba didn't say anything. He just crossed his arms and stood there without moving an inch, making his attitude clear. The others more or less started walking. At this time, only a fool would not leave. They came to enter the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, and did not want to die here. Besides, Yang Wu had already helped them find a way out. It was better to leave as soon as possible. Xia Zixio, Mei Ziheo, and the others also thought the same. They did not have a deep relationship with Yang Wu, and they were not familiar with Lu Chengang. If that guy's mount was not a flood dragon, they would not have fallen into such a dangerous situation. All of you leave. I have a way to escape. Don't stay and drag me down. Yang Wu said seriously to the girls. He then looked at Lu Chengang, who was preparing to leave, and said, Leave your mount behind before you leave. Okay. I'll leave it here. Lu Chengang replied awkwardly. He left his mount lying on the ground and quickly slipped away. In the face of a life-and-death situation, it was the most challenging time. After Lu Chengang left, more than 10 people also quickly left. The others were still hesitating, but in fact, they already had the intention to leave. Leader, we have to go, Ning Xian said to Qing Jing. Qing Jing gritted her teeth and said to Yang Wu, Big brother Yang Wu, take care of yourself. If anything happens to you, I won't let them off. For a pure and kind-hearted little nun, saying such words was already the limit of her emotions. She took the lead to leave, and the others followed without hesitation. We will meet at the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, Yang Ba said to Yang Wu and immediately followed. He didn't seem to be worried that something would happen to Yang Wu. Young master, take care. Yang Kuren hesitated for a while before saying to Yang Wu and leaving. Pan Xiaoxin and Shi Mei looked at Yang Wu affectionately. They didn't say anything else and left with the group. Yang Wu watched them leave. He was still holding on to Ao Changzhan, who was about to roll his eyes. The flood dragon's eyes were filled with anger. They wanted to tear Yang Wu to pieces. They're gone. Why aren't you letting go of my brother? The flood dragon princess' patience had reached its limit. Don't be in such a hurry. Let's talk. Yang Wu said to the flood dragon princess calmly. We have nothing to talk about. Hurry up and let go of my brother. Otherwise, you'll end up very miserable. The flood dragon princess threatened. Why do you think I have dragon chi? That's because I received the true teachings of a dragon lord. Otherwise, do you think I can withstand the aura of a dragon? I would have died a long time ago. Yang Wu ignored the flood dragon princess and said to himself, Not long ago, I accidentally entered a spatial crack. Can you guess where I went? It was a dragon tomb. It was the burial place of a true dragon lord. Who doesn't know that true dragons have a terrifying lifespan? If there are no accidents, they should live longer than any other living creature. Unfortunately, it still met with an accident and was murdered by some evil people. It had to be said that Yang Wu's story was very attractive to the flood dragons. They were especially interested in how the true dragon lord died, and how Yang Wu received his true teachings. The biggest attraction for them was whether there were any inheritances left in the dragon tomb. If they had the chance to go there, it might be a chance for them to transform into a dragon. Even if they couldn't become a true dragon, as long as their bloodline advanced another step, becoming a flood dragon king was enough to tempt them. The flood dragon princess was also completely distracted by Yang Wu. Ao Changzhan, who was held tightly by Yang Wu, was very depressed. He actually wanted to cry when he saw his companions forget about his life. What the hell is going on? This human is definitely a big liar. It was originally a very simple matter, but Yang Wu talked about it for a full hour. He said that the true dragon was killed by the Xing family and the people of Mount Amei. That's right, there was also the Golden Rock Taoist, who was one of the participants. He described the death of the real dragon in a shocking way. He said that the real dragon had gone through a 49-day battle and killed many sages of the human tribe before he was killed. His body was cut into pieces and his dragon pearl was taken away. Only a part of his soul was left behind, along with a large amount of dragon evil spirit. He even took out a piece of broken dragon scale the size of a palm and showed it to the other flood dragons. He wept sadly as if the real dragon was his kin and his benefactor. He also described the Xing family, Mount Amei, and Golden Rock Taoist as his unpardonable enemies. As for Yang Zhenlong, he was portrayed as the son of the real dragon. It was only because of his congenital deficiency that he was reduced to a flood dragon and did not have the body of the real dragon. The flood dragons all started crying at his words. Damn the Xing family, the people of Mount Amei, and the Golden Rock Taoist. The flood dragon tribe will never forgive you. These evil humans dare to kill our dragon lord. Are they not afraid of being punished by the heavens? In the future, if we meet any humans with the surname Xing, we will kill them without mercy. The people of Mount Amei will not be spared either. We want them to hand over the true dragon lord's body. This matter is of great importance. We must report it to the elders in the tribe. If possible, we must use the entire tribe's power to deal with them. We must avenge the true dragon lord. Looking at these agitated flood dragons, Yang Wu sighed in his heart. Great-grandmother, I have sinned, I have sinned. Please forgive me for using you to deceive these kind and cute flood dragons. If they can really avenge you, that would be the best. Yang Wu's story was half true and half false. The true story was that the dragon lady was indeed killed by the Xing family and the people of Mount Amei. The false story was that the content did not match the truth. He only wanted to buy some time. Who would have thought that the flood dragons would be fooled by him? He felt a little guilty in his heart. Thus, he took the initiative to release Ao Changzhan. He looked as if he was at their mercy and said, I have offended your noble prince. I apologize. Now you can do whatever you want with me. Even if you eat my flesh, I will not complain. It's a pity that the true dragon lord made me into this dragon body. I cannot avenge him. Yang Wu's cry of sorrow seemed to be able to move heaven and earth. The flood dragons no longer had any anger or killing intent. I'll eat you. After Ao Changzhan regained his freedom, he roared at Yang Wu and turned into his true form. He pounced at Yang Wu. Brother, can we let him go? The flood dragon princess was the one who cried the loudest. She could not help but stop Ao Changzhan. Yes, your highness. He is the true dragon's successor. Let's let him go. It was just a misunderstanding. He was just anxious to save someone. A flood dragon said. Yes, he is the true dragon's successor. He is also our tribe's honored guest. Everything was a misunderstanding. He has already apologized to you. Let's just forget about it. Another flood dragon said. In the end, the other flood dragons all tried to persuade Ao Changzhan. Ao Changzhan was so angry that he almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Who was the flood dragon prince? You bastards! Ao Changzhan turned around and roared at them. Then he glared at Yang Wu and shouted, I want to fight you. If I win, I will let you go. If I lose, I will devour you and strengthen my dragon body. The outcome has already been decided. Why bother? Why don't you just eat me up and be done with it? Yang Wu said helplessly. If I eat you, I am afraid that they will not accept me. I will give you a chance to save yourself. Come and fight me. I was just careless. I don't believe that I am inferior to you. Ao Changzhan said loudly. All right, if you lose, you can't hold a grudge against me. Yang Wu said reluctantly. Brother, forget it. You still have to participate in the youth ranking battle. The flood dragon princess tried to persuade him again. Move aside. I am your brother. I have already given him a chance. Whether he can survive or not is up to him. Ao Changjian said sternly. This time, no flood dragon dared to persuade him. This prince was really angry. Fortunately, Yang Wu's performance was not bad. He should not lose so easily. If Ao Changjian knew what they were thinking, he would want to die. Could it be that his identity as the Flood Dragon Prince was fake? Roar, human, come. Ao Changjian officially challenged Yang Wu. Are you sure you want me to go first? Yang Wu asked. This is our territory. If I let you go first, you will not say that I have an unfair advantage. Alright, then I will go first. Just as Yang Wu finished speaking, Yang Wu appeared on top of Ao Changjian's head and stomped him into the ground. Suddenly, a huge pit appeared on the ground and dust flew into the air. The flood dragon's eyes were about to pop out. Their prince had been captured by the enemy again? I already said that the outcome is already decided. Why did you not believe me? Now you are going to suffer. Amitabha, I have sinned. Yang Wu stepped on Ao Changjian's head with a helpless expression. He even put his palms together and chanted a Buddhist mantra. This 13 was a little too pretentious. Chapter 10:29. As the prince of the Jiao Dragon clan, Ao Changjian's battle prowess was extremely powerful. He could fight saints above his level and was comparable to the top geniuses of the human race. With such strength, he was confident that he could defeat all the creatures of the younger generation. This was also why he dared to challenge Yang Wu again. He was instantly captured by Yang Wu and couldn't resist. He felt that it was a shame of his life. He wanted to get back his dignity and challenge Yang Wu again. He didn't believe that Yang Wu really had the strength to completely crush him. As long as he transformed into his true form, his combat strength would skyrocket and he would definitely be able to fight Yang Wu. He might even take the opportunity to kill Yang Wu. However, he took everything for granted. He actually dared to let Yang Wu make the first move. There were many creatures who wanted to die, but this was the first time he had encountered such a suicidal person. Yang Wu unceremoniously trampled him under his feet. That astonishing strength frightened the flood dragons quite a bit. They found it hard to believe that a human who hadn't reached the saint realm would have such strength. They felt that Yang Wu had already become a saint. Otherwise, he couldn't be so powerful. His strength hasn't completely reached the saint realm. That's his physical strength, the terrifying strength of the ancient Dragonman clan, the Flood Dragon Princess concluded. Yes, that's the inheritance of the true Dragon Lord. His physical strength is comparable to that of the true Dragon clan. Not only does he naturally suppress us, but his strength is also above us. He's the prince of our clan, right? A flood dragon echoed. His Highness, he'll be fine, right? He shouldn't have challenged that Dragonman Lord, another flood dragon said. That Dragonman Lord won't really kill him, right? A flood dragon said worriedly. Yang Wu naturally wouldn't kill Ao Changjian. It wasn't easy for him to win the sympathy of these flood dragons. How could he waste it? As soon as Yang Wu left Ao Changjian's body, Ao Changjian let out a shocking roar. Waves of flood dragon battle chi spread out from his body. The sound waves were terrifying and the battle chi was astonishing. He attacked Yang Wu again. This time, he planned to use his most powerful trump card to save face in one fell swoop. Behave yourself. Yang Wu didn't wait for Ao Changjian to attack. His figure flashed, and he appeared above Ao Changjian's head again, stomping down with his foot. Bang! Poor Ao Changjian's power was forced back. His huge body sank into the ground, and his huge head was forced to eat dirt again. You should just admit defeat. I don't want to hurt you, really, Yang Wu said sincerely. Big brother, just admit defeat. You're not his match. The Jiao Dragon Princess agreed. That's right. Don't humans have a saying that failure is the mother of success? Just because you lost this time doesn't mean you'll lose forever, a flood dragon said in a cultured manner. Ao Changjian was fuming with rage. Why were these guys siding with the humans? Was he really that weak? Ao Changjian's flood dragon battle chi was still surging. Ordinary people would stay far away from this battle chi, but Yang Wu wasn't affected at all. He wasn't even afraid of dragon chi, so why would he be afraid of flood dragon chi? Why don't I just admit defeat? Yang Wu said helplessly with a shrug. Then, he walked down from Ao Changjian's body. I'll eat you. Ao Changjian was furious. He opened his bloody mouth and tried to swallow Yang Wu. This time, Yang Wu just stood there motionlessly. He didn't resist and seemed to be letting Ao Changjian swallow him alive. Big brother, don't! At the critical moment, the Jiao Dragon Princess stood in front of Ao Changjian and shouted, "Why are you helping this human?" Ao Changjian shouted angrily. "He's not an ordinary human. He's the successor of Lord True Dragon. We shouldn't be enemies with him. Calm down, he's already let you go many times." The Jiao Dragon Princess replied, "What do you mean let me go? Do you really think I'm not his match? I'm going to eat him." Ao Changjian replied unhappily, "Big brother, don't be so impulsive. If he really wants to kill you, it's easy." The Jiao Dragon Princess said, "Get lost." Ao Changjian didn't listen to any advice and charged at the Jiao Dragon Princess. The Jiao Dragon Princess was also angry. She transformed into her true form and fought with Ao Changjian. Bang bang! The fierce battle between the two flood dragons was still very intense, wreaking havoc in the surroundings to the point that the surrounding trees were reduced to dust, and many rocks were crushed. Bursts of shocking explosions rang out incessantly. Yang Wu was dumbfounded. He had actually caused a civil war between Jiao dragons. What a great sin! Stop fighting, stop fighting. Yang Wu tried to persuade them, but he didn't move at all. The other Jiao dragons didn't make a sound. They stayed far away and watched the battle seriously. They seemed to be addicted to it. Yang Wu glanced at them. After seeing their state, he exclaimed in his heart, "These guys aren't trying to stop the fight. What's going on?" The Jiao Dragon Prince and Princess didn't show any mercy at all. The two Jiao dragons kept clashing. It was hard to imagine that this was a fight between siblings. After a while, the Jiao Dragon Princess was smashed into a small mountain. The mountain was instantly destroyed. This time, Ao Changjian didn't chase. He transformed into his human form and said angrily, "If you weren't my sister, I would eat you." Yang Wu couldn't stand it anymore. He walked over and said, "You even hit your own sister. Are you still human? Oh no. Are you still a Jiao dragon? You still want to find trouble?" Ao Changjian looked at Yang Wu and took a few steps back in fear. He didn't know when, but he felt a bit of fear for him. "Don't you like to fight me head-on? I'll give you a chance. I'll teach you a lesson for bullying your own sister." Yang Wu spoke up for the Jiao Dragon Princess. "Forget it. This is how we reason with each other." The Jiao Dragon Princess transformed into her human form. There were traces of blood on her body. It was clear that Ao Changjian didn't hold back. "I'll reason with him too. What are you waiting for? I'll give you a chance to attack." Yang Wu insisted. He felt that if he didn't beat Ao Changjian into submission, the other party wouldn't let him off. "You said it yourself. I'll let you see my true strength." Ao Changjian replied and transformed into his true form. He spat out a terrifying power from his mouth. This power was like a flood that carried the power to destroy heaven and earth. It rushed in front of Yang Wu in the blink of an eye. It was really fast and fierce. This power was enough to kill a first-rank Celestial Rune Saint. It could challenge a second-rank Celestial Rune Saint. No wonder Ao Changjian didn't accept Yang Wu. He was a Jiao dragon with extraordinary power. "I'll beat you up." Yang Wu didn't dodge this blow. After shouting, he raised his fist and punched out. Martial God Fist. This was a fist technique that Yang Wu had created. There were a total of 3 styles: Barbaric Tyrant, Mysterious Chaos, and True Martial. Each move had a different power and variation. They also had a common characteristic, which was that they had to produce an invincible domineering aura to unleash their power. In the 10 years that Yang Wu had spent in the God of War pagoda, he had fought with generations of invincible youth. He had long condensed an invincible domineering aura, which was why he had created such a move. When he used the martial god fist, it meant that he was using his full strength. The punch was like the arrival of the black tortoise. It was also like the chaos of the sun and moon. Ao Changjian's power was directly destroyed, but the fist continued to fly toward him. Jiao Dragon fighting the heavens. Ao Changjian unleashed another killing move. His long body coiled up, and the space around him was torn apart by the twisting of his body. His terrifying killing power collided violently with Yang Wu's fist energy. The space seemed to be distorted, and waves of air rolled out. Yang Wu didn't show any fear in the face of such pressure. His fist continued to fly forward, as if he wanted to completely destroy the sun high up in the sky. Bam! The fist force tore through the layers of spatial barriers and landed on Ao Changjian's powerful body. It sent him flying far away as a large amount of blood fell to the ground. The flood dragons were dumbfounded. Although they knew that Yang Wu's strength was above their prince's, after a direct confrontation, their prince was still sent flying by a single punch. Only then did they realize that Yang Wu was too strong. Ao Changjian's remaining power didn't cause any damage to Yang Wu. His sacred dragon body's defensive power was insanely strong. Yang Wu withdrew his fist and turned to the Flood Dragon Princess. "Your Highness, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but hurt your prince." After a pause he added, "I really can't stand seeing him bully you." In that instant, a trace of shyness appeared on the Flood Dragon Princess' face. You care about me that much?" "Of course. For a girl as beautiful as your Highness, no one can bear to see you get hurt." Yang Wu lied. The Flood Dragon Princess was very beautiful, but after she transformed, the horns on her forehead protruded. Her ears were also very different from a human's. Anyone could tell that she was a spirit demon. He wasn't interested in spirit demons. He was thinking for himself. If he could obtain the Flood Dragon race's friendship, it would be the icing on the cake. "You're so nice. My persuasion of my brother wasn't in vain." The Flood Dragon Princess had the heart of a spirit demon. She didn't beat around the bush. She admitted that she had a good impression of Yang Wu. Yang Wu had the fiendish dragon aura on him. It was the scent that flood dragons liked the most. This was also why the Flood Dragon Princess liked him. The stunned flood dragons had already come to Ao Changjian's side. Ao Changjian's injuries weren't light. Even his flood dragon bones had been broken. If it wasn't for his race's strong body, Yang Wu's punch would have been enough to kill him. "Your Highness, I already told you not to provoke that dragon man." Why didn't you listen?" "That's right. Your Highness is very strong, but you're still a bit lacking compared to that Lord Dragon Man. Don't be so impulsive in the future. We all feel sorry for you." Fortunately, that Lord Dragon Man showed mercy. "Otherwise, your Highness might have died. That's not what we want to see. Your Highness, failure is the mother of success. Don't be discouraged." Motherf ****. Just who is your prince?" Ao Changjian thought to himself. Chapter 1030. Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest. The prodigies from the various superpowers had all rushed over. Many prodigies from other large and small forces had also arrived. There were also some rogue prodigies who had been fighting for a long time. The number of prodigies who had gathered here was definitely over 1,000,000. Even if the Heavenly Dragon Jade Token and Heavenly Phoenix Jade Token were only 10,000 each, it didn't stop them from trying their luck. They formed teams and passed through the outer area of the Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest and went straight into the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. What if they obtained a Jade Token on the way? Even if they didn't obtain a Jade Token, it was still an honor to be able to witness the opening of this event. Many powerful prodigies had already gone to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Most of them were still on the way. Many of them had died in the Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest. They hadn't even seen a jade token before. This was the cruelty of the competition. The Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest was filled with danger. It wasn't a place that any Tom, Dick, or Harry could pass through easily. This could also be considered a test for the Dragon Phoenix battle. Yang Wu hadn't gone to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss yet, but his ranking had already entered the top 200. He was now ranked 188. He had defeated Du Sha and Jian Yao and obtained bonus points. His ranking had risen again. Those who could enter the top 500 were all very powerful prodigies. There was no need to mention those who were in the top 200. Yang Wu's name had already spread throughout the transcendent world. However, his battle prowess wasn't as outstanding as his alchemy skills. He could be considered a dark horse for being in the top 200. However, compared to the other unknown prodigies, this dark horse wasn't too surprising. Someone like Yang Ba, who had forced his way into the top 200, was the true dark horse. After all, no one had heard of him before. At this moment, Yang Wu had finally beaten Ao Changzhan into submission. This arrogant flood dragon prince thought too highly of himself. Now, Yang Wu wanted him to understand that beating him up was something that could be done in a matter of minutes. Even the Flood Dragon Princess was mesmerized by Yang Wu's heroic appearance. The other Flood Dragons also obediently sided with Yang Wu. Ao Changzhan was so angry that he suffered internal injuries. He no longer dared to provoke Yang Wu. Yang Wu could finally speak to these Flood Dragons calmly. These Flood Dragons also treated Yang Wu as their prince. They couldn't be any more respectful. If it wasn't for the Green Demon leaderboard, they would have invited him to the Flood Dragon tribe as a guest. Yang Wu did not have the guts to enter the dragon's den. He could fool these Flood Dragons, but he might not be able to fool the old Flood Dragons of the Flood Dragon clan. With us. With us. Ao Changzhan felt his teeth ache when he heard this. Even though he no longer provoked Yang Wu, if Yang Wu was with them, he would feel so aggrieved that he wanted to die. Yang Wu reluctantly agreed to Ao Jiaohan's request. This way, he could save a lot of trouble. Why not? Just like that, Yang Wu and the young Flood Dragon of the Flood Dragon tribe rushed to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss together. Along the way, Yang Wu and the Jiao Dragon clan's journey was really smooth. No creatures came out to block their way. Even if they encountered 100 or 200 alien races, they would avoid them when they saw the Flood Dragons. In this place, the Flood Dragons were the royal family. They were very powerful. No creatures wanted to provoke them. Some humans who passed by also sensed the presence of the Flood Dragons and avoided them. However, someone discovered Yang Wu among the Flood Dragons. In the end, a misunderstanding spread. That seems to be Saint Master Yang Wu. Why is he with the Flood Dragons? It seems to be him. Did he become a prisoner of the Flood Dragons? Should we save him? Saint Master Yang Wu has become a Flood Dragon's pet. This is definitely big news. We have to spread this news. Aren't we going to save him? Isn't this a little too unkind? Poor Saint Master Yang Wu. Just like that, Yang Wu was labeled as a human pet without knowing it. There were many human prodigies, and Yang Wu was already considered a celebrity. The news that he had become a human pet shocked many people. Many unrelated people felt sympathy for Yang Wu. Those who knew Yang Wu began to prepare to save him. As for those who wanted Yang Wu to die, they thought of ways to make Yang Wu die faster. A team that had just entered the Dragon Phoenix Forest heard that Yang Wu had become a human pet. A woman was shocked. She said in a deep voice, "I'm going to save Yang Wu." There were quite a number of people in this team, reaching more than 400. Every man and woman was heroic and full of fighting spirit. Their strength was extraordinary. The woman who spoke was beautiful and capable. She carried a long sword and was tall. She was hot in the places where she should be. She was a woman who made people's hearts flutter. Junior Sister Shu, our 5 Mountains sect has always been united. It doesn't seem very good for you to leave the team so suddenly. A handsome young man riding a white tiger said faintly. This young man had an outstanding temperament. He was dressed in white and was the leader of this team. A beautiful woman beside him echoed, I've long heard that Yang Wu is Junior Sister Shu's lover. It seems that it's true. We can understand that you are so concerned about him. However, this is a serious matter. If you act alone, what will happen to the junior brothers and sisters of the Heng Mountain sect? The woman with the sword on her back replied indifferently, All right, whatever you say. I hope that we can speed up our journey to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Don't dawdle like this anymore. Hee, there's still plenty of time. What's the hurry? The handsome young man smiled faintly. He did not take the woman's words to heart. He muttered in his heart, Yang Wu is nothing. It won't be long before he will be trampled under my feet. In another direction, a young man grabbed another person and shouted, What did you say just now? Yang Wu has become the Flood Dragon clan's human pet? That's right. This is the news I heard. Someone saw it with their own eyes. That person replied nervously. Bullshit. What kind of person is my big brother? How could he become the Flood Dragon clan's human pet? It's more likely that those flood dragons were dealt with by my big brother. The young man shouted and sent the person in his hand flying. When the person fell to the ground, the young man appeared beside him again and asked, Speak, will you join my Wuho gang? I will join Wuho gang. That person replied while crying. Bring me to my big brother immediately. The young man said with satisfaction. Until now, in the Dragon Vein and Phoenix Forest, the Wuho gang only had 3 people. One of them was the gang leader who had become a human pet. The other 2 were the 2 of them. One of them was called Sundo. In front of the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, a large number of people had already gathered. Whether it was the Dragon Hall, the Phoenix Palace, the Battle League, or the Thunder Sect, they were all here. When a woman from the Phoenix Palace heard the news that Yang Wu had become a human pet, she could not help but laugh out loud. Haha, that guy will also have a day like this. This woman looked to be only 17 or 18 years old. She was a beautiful woman. She wore a fiery red robe and was like a fire spirit. Her beauty was enough to make any woman feel inferior. Beside her was an extremely ordinary-looking woman. This woman did not seem to be outstanding in any way other than her outstanding temperament. However, this woman gently tapped the beautiful woman's forehead and said, What are you laughing about, you crazy girl? Could it be that you have a grudge against that Yang Wu? I heard that both of you reached the 12th level of the God of War Pagoda together. You should appreciate each other. Who appreciates him? He's just a guy who likes to show off, the beautiful woman said angrily. Is that true? Then do you want to save him now? Of course not. He's a man and he needs a woman like me to save him. Isn't that embarrassing? Besides, this is just a rumor. You're so confident in him. He even reached the 12th level of the God of War Pagoda with me. No, sister, how can you trick him? In the Battle League's territory. This place was more cautious than the other factions' territories. There were people patrolling the surroundings to prevent other creatures from getting close. There was even a large flag that fluttered in the wind. In the only tent, a few young men and women were gathered together to drink and chat. At a glance, these young men and women had all reached the peak of the Dragon Transformation realm. They were the strongest members of the Battle Alliance. The young man sitting in the center was undoubtedly their leader. Black flames appeared on his forehead from time to time, making him look extraordinary. He took a sip of wine and asked faintly, Is the news that Yang Wu has become the Flood Dragon tribe's human pet true? This is most likely a rumor. A guy who can kill a peak half-saint consecutively. At the very least, he can escape from the claws of a flood dragon. How can he become a human pet? A young man in battle armor replied. Another beautiful woman also replied, "That's right. I also don't believe that he has become a human pet. If that's really the case, he's not worthy of being our primary target." This young woman's eyes were filled with dense killing intent. It was as if she had a huge grudge against Yang Wu. Furthermore, she was the one with the lowest cultivation level among these people. She was only at the dragon transformation realm, but she could actually stay in this tent. It was enough to show that she was different from the rest. Yes, regardless of whether he is a human pet or not, this person must be eliminated. We can't leave behind any future trouble. I heard that many people from the Yang family came this time. Can we start with them first? And that Yang Ba who came out of nowhere, how can he make it into the top 200? Don't forget that he defeated you in the battle realm. He has such strength. Facing such an enemy, we can't let our guard down. Even a lion uses all its strength to catch a rabbit, let alone a tiger. Then what should we do next? Think of a way to prevent Yang Wu and the Yang family from coming here alive. Chapter 1031. As the duration of the Dragon Phoenix contest got shorter and shorter, more and more fights broke out in different places. The human race was fighting for the Jade tokens, the spiritual demons were also fighting for the tokens that belonged to them, and the alien race and the devil race were all fighting for the slots that belonged to them. There were a total of 100,000 Jade tokens that landed in the hands of different youth. They would then enter the Dragon Phoenix Abyss to determine the final ranking. Yang Wu followed the Jiao dragons to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss at a much faster speed. Actually, he wanted to go slower as he wanted the sacred mandala flower to become stronger so that he could collect more herbs. However, the Jiao dragons didn't want to waste any time. Wherever they went, more and more spiritual demons joined them. There were snake demons, tiger demons. According to Ao Jiaohan, these were all their subordinate races. They were all powerful spiritual demons that were selected by the Jiao dragons. Yang Wu could feel that these spiritual demons that joined the Jiao dragons were not to be underestimated. Almost every one of them was a peak minor saint. As they went deeper into the abyss, the number of Jiao dragons increased rapidly. Soon, there were more than 100 of them. Every one of them had a jade token that was very valuable. Moreover, they didn't represent all the Jiao dragons. There were 3 other Jiao dragon teams that came from different regions. Yang Zhenlong only joined one of the Jiao dragon teams. Yang Wu was no longer worried about Yang Zhenlong and the silver-patterned turtle. As long as they were still alive, it was better than anything else. On this day, they were getting closer to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. A team quietly appeared in front of them. This team wasn't made up of pure humans. It was a mix of humans and the Fiery Phoenix tribe. The spiritual demons of the Fiery Phoenix tribe took human form. The fiery aura that they emitted was very intimidating. These humans were from the Fighting League. Yang Wu had seen the 2 brothers, Xing Bijian and Xing Bian, in the God of War pagoda. However, they weren't the leaders. There was another person who was above them. This was an outsider from the Xing family. His name was Wang Han. It was an ordinary name, but he possessed extraordinary strength. He was not the leader of the Battle League, but the leader of this team. Wang Han was the right-hand man of the League Master. He was a peerless genius under the Xing family. He had been following the League Master since a long time ago and had been groomed by the Xing family. His growth was astonishing, and he was even stronger than many of the geniuses in the Xing family. Wang Han represented the League Master on this mission. His goal was clear. He wanted Yang Wu's head back. As for why the Fiery Phoenix tribe was willing to travel with them, it was because of the Xing family. They both cultivated Fire Xian energy, and the 2 clans had already reached an agreement that they could work together after entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Now, the Fiery Phoenix tribe had come to support them. Ao Changzhan's gaze landed on a young man from the Fiery Phoenixes. "Hua Shurong," he said coldly, "you're blocking our way with a group of humans. Are you trying to start a war ahead of schedule?" The young man from the fiery phoenix tribe smiled faintly. If you want to start a war ahead of schedule, I have no objections. I'm just afraid you'll lose miserably. Then come. Let's see who loses more miserably. Ao Changjian had been suppressing his anger along the way. He was worried that he had nowhere to vent it. There's no rush. This time, it's not me who's looking for you. It's Wang Han and his companions. Hua Shurong replied. What does the human race have to do with us? Hurry up and *CK off. Otherwise, you'll all become my human pets. Ao Changjian had a fiery temper. He roared at Wang Han, who was riding on a leopard. Hee, brothers from the Flood Dragon tribe, don't be so angry. We're here to make a deal with you. Wang Han said with a harmless smile. We don't want to make a deal with you. You cunning and disgusting human, hurry up and *CK off. Ao Changjian shouted. No, you'll like it. We want to trade the corpse of the Flood Dragon Saint for your human pet. Do you want it? Wang Han said. You dare to kill our Lord Flood Dragon Saint. Ao Changjian wasn't the only one who was angry. The Flood Dragons behind him were angry as well. Don't misunderstand. We found this corpse in a dangerous place. We didn't kill it. A noble's corpse for a human pet. You're making a big profit. Wang Han explained. Don't believe his nonsense. They're from the Xing clan. They're the descendants of the ones who killed Lord True Dragon. That Flood Dragon Saint must have been killed by them. Yang Wu transmitted to the Flood Dragons present. So it was them. They deserve to die. Ao Jiao Han shouted. Kill them and avenge Lord True Dragon. A Flood Dragon roared. Humans like them can't atone for their sins even if they die 100 times. Another Flood Dragon echoed. Then let's kill them all. Ao Changjian ordered. Roar. Behind them, hundreds of beasts roared and attacked Wang Han and the others. This unforeseen event gave Wang Han and the others a big fright, and they quickly retreated. Hua Shurong shouted, Ao Changjian, are you crazy? Do you believe that we'll really fight you? You're the ones who are crazy. How dare you use my clan's corpse for a trade? Hand it over or you'll all die. Ao Changjian snorted. Do you understand the situation? As long as you hand over that human pet, you can exchange it for your clan's saint corpse. This is a transaction. Once the war starts, you won't be able to obtain the saint corpse. Hua Shurong acted as a mediator. Not only was your clan's sacred elder killed, but he's being used for a trade. What a joke. Yang Wu sighed. Instantly, the Flood Dragons lost their minds and charged out with the beasts behind them. Fine. If you want to fight, we'll fight. Since when have we been afraid of you? Hua Shurong shouted angrily. Originally, they only interfered because they hoped that Wang Han and the others could make the trade with the Flood Dragons. Who knew that the Flood Dragons would be so impulsive and start a war without a word? They had no choice but to fight. There were also many flying beasts behind the Fire Phoenixes. They were all subordinate tribes that followed the Fire Phoenixes. Their numbers weren't any less than the Flood Dragons. They weren't afraid of each other. Looks like the negotiations aren't going well. We can only take this opportunity to kill Yang Wu. Wang Han said gloomily. Yang Wu isn't as weak as you think. You must be careful. Xing Bian had suffered at the hands of Yang Wu before and had to remind Wang Han. While the beasts are fighting, let's work together to kill him. Xing Bijin said. Okay, let's work together to kill him. Wang Han replied in a low voice. Wang Han had brought 50 people with him. Every one of them was an expert. They rushed forward and targeted Yang Wu. Now, other than the Flood Dragon Princess Ao Jiaoan, Yang Wu didn't have any other beasts. He was in a very disadvantageous situation. Step back. I'll protect you. Yang Wu pulled Ao Jiaohan behind him and said. Ao Jiaohan was touched. She said, No, let's fight together. Yang Wu, this day next year will be your death anniversary. Xing Bian roared at Yang Wu. Xing Bian had been defeated by Yang Wu before and was almost killed by Yang Wu. He hated Yang Wu to the core. Now that he had reached the dragon transformation realm, he was much stronger than before. Even a defeated opponent dares to speak of bravery? Yang Wu said with disdain. Cut the crap. Kill. Xing Bijian knew that Yang Wu's battle prowess was formidable, so he immediately used his saint weapon. He brandished his halberd, and a dense firepower surged towards Yang Wu. Slash. Xing Bian also drew his sword and used all his firepower to slash at Yang Wu. The others also made their moves. Different Xian Qi powers enveloped this part of the world. The terrifying pressure was enough to make an ordinary saint retreat. Wang Han locked onto Ao Jiaohan, preventing her from helping Yang Wu. Rumble, rumble! An earth-shattering force exploded in the sky. Countless trees were blasted into powder, and many rocks were blown into smithereens. At this time, a delicate voice sounded from afar. Senior brother Yang Wu, we're here to save you. Young master, we're here. Another voice sounded. A group of people quickly rushed over. It was undoubtedly Jing Wu's people. However, their numbers had been reduced to 140. Dozens of people had either left or died. Fortunately, the important people were still there. When they heard that Yang Wu had become the pet of the Flood Dragon clan, they had been searching for Yang Wu's whereabouts. Finally, they met Yang Wu when they were about to reach the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Suddenly, a group of people rushed over. Wang Han immediately felt that something was wrong. Let's end this quickly, Wang Han ordered. He hoped to kill Yang Wu before those people from the other side arrived. Indeed, we should end this quickly. Yang Wu, who was surrounded, said coldly. The path of death spread out. The death qi began to deprive the people of the fighting league of their vitality and affected their will to fight. Why? Why is my vitality being affected? Is there death qi here? Why is my strength weakening? There seems to be wrinkles on my arms. This is an illusion. Everyone, hold on. After the Fighting League's geniuses sensed the abnormality, they all panicked. Their combat power was rapidly decreasing. Yang Wu had a spear, 2 blades, 3 dragon spear, and the phoenix sword in his hands. He turned into a shadow and charged toward them. Oh no! The 2 brothers of the Xing family saw the opportunity. They tore the imperial edict without hesitation. Holy Qi wrapped them and they quickly fled. The others were not so alert. Yang Wu's spear and long sword took their lives. After Yang Wu's path of death had been polished by him, its power had become even more proficient. As long as he poured his powerful mental energy into the path of death, it would cause his opponent to feel the fear of mental death. Attacking from the soul was always the best way to defeat an opponent. 1 spear, 1 person, 1 sword, 1 corpse. In the blink of an eye, there were more than a dozen corpses on the ground. Such a killing method was shocking and terrifying. Wang Han, who was fighting with Ao Jiaohan, was shocked. He forced Ao Jiaohan to retreat and ordered, "They have strong reinforcements. Retreat quickly." Wang Han fled. The others did not dare to stay. They were already frightened by Yang Wu's path of death. They ran as fast as they could. Hua Shurong also cursed, "Cowardly humans, let's go too." Chapter 1032. The sudden battle quickly stopped. The Flood Dragons thought that they had defeated the Fire Phoenix tribe head-on. When they realized that humans had come to their aid, the Flood Dragons came back to their senses. So these humans had been scared away by them. Now that these humans had appeared in front of them and were prepared to fight them, the spirit demons around them almost charged forward to kill them. Fortunately, Ao Changzhan stopped them in time. "Let's talk things out. Don't start a fight. They're not our enemies." The people of Jingwu were stunned. They didn't know what this Flood Dragon Prince meant. They were ready to fight, but the other party didn't want to fight? Yang Wu retracted his aura and walked forward with a smile. "You're here. Let's go to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss together. It shouldn't be far." "Senior brother Yang Wu, are you alright?" Qing Jing asked worriedly. "What could happen to me?" "Everything is fine. Yang Wu didn't understand. Young master, we heard that you've become their human pet, so we came to save you. Yang Karen said. Nonsense. I'm friends with the flood dragons. How could I be their human pet? Yang Wu patted his forehead. I knew that little brother Yang Wu would be fine. He's so powerful. Sure, Wenmei smiled charmingly. I wonder who's planning to go to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss first. Pan Xiaoxin snorted. Saint Master Yang Wu, it's good that you're fine. We were all worried about you. Can you go with us now? Mei Zihao walked out and asked. Let's go together. Yang Wu smiled. Since Yang Wu had spoken, the flood dragons didn't have any objections. After all, everyone recognized Yang Wu as the crown prince. In less than half a day, Yang Wu and the others finally arrived at the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss was an abyss. This abyss was located at the intersection of two mountain ranges. There was a sinister aura emerging from it. No one dared to go near it for fear that they would be corroded by the aura. It wasn't a joke that this place was called a forbidden area. There had once been an ascendant-level figure who had ventured into this place, and none of them had ever returned. From this, one could see just how terrifying this place was. It was rumored that in ancient times, a true dragon and a phoenix had fallen here after a great battle. Whoever uncovered the mystery of the Dragon Phoenix Abyss could possibly obtain the inheritance of the true dragon and the phoenix. This time, the appearance of the battle between the dragons and the phoenixes meant that it was possible to unveil part of the mystery of this place. Many living beings had gathered in front of the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. There were humans, spirit demons, foreign races, and demons. They were all youthful forces. Each race occupied a different place and temporarily took root here, waiting for the right time to enter the Dragon Phoenix Abyss together. The predictions of the Divine Fortune Teller building were rarely wrong. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss would open up a sliver of opportunity. All living beings would be able to enter and have a chance to come out alive. The signboard of the Divine Fortune Teller building had been formed over tens of thousands of years. That was why the various factions believed their words and were willing to let these youths enter such a terrifying place. There was still a group of human warriors who hadn't arrived yet. They were still fighting for the jade plates. The spirit demons were different from the humans. Normally, the youths chosen by the various races were all spirit demons. It was basically a foregone conclusion. No one would forcefully snatch the jade plates. The foreign races were the most chaotic. They included the Phantom race, the Winged Men race, the Ferocious Gold race, the Saint Warrior race, and so on. There were a total of more than 1,000 races fighting for 40,000 jade plate. This was double the number of other races. The demons had always been at odds with the humans. However, there was a group of demons who had occupied a part of the territory long ago. They possessed great strength, such as the Death God race, the Sky Tyrant demon race, the Blood-devouring demon race, and so on. Different races had different conflicts, but they all only had one goal, and that was to find the strongest youth through the slaughter of the younger generation and help them become overlord-level creatures in the future. Only then would they be able to prosper on this land for a long time. At the place where the humans had set up camp, someone was constantly shouting, "Elixir trading, elixir trading, elixir trading, elixir trading from the Apothecary Alliance. There is a limited supply. First come, first serve. There won't be any more if you miss it." The trip to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss was definitely going to be a bloody battle. Elixirs were essential for any prodigy. Of the prodigies who had jade plates, which one of them didn't prepare enough elixirs? However, when the battle was about to start, who would complain about having too many elixirs? Someone selling elixirs attracted quite a few people to come over and watch. A young man wearing an apothecary's robe and a silver-blue rank badge was placing many elixirs on the table. He was trying to attract customers. Everyone was knowledgeable. After seeing the silver-blue rank badge, they were almost certain that the apothecary in front of them was not a fake. Thus, people began to buy the elixirs. These elixirs were quickly sold out. The young man made a lot of money. Haha, this is even more satisfying than gambling. The young man couldn't help but laugh. How should I address this esteemed apothecary? Would you like to join our dragon hall? We are willing to give you a jade plate. Someone tried to recruit the young man. Our Phoenix Palace needs an apothecary like you. We have many beauties in the Phoenix Palace. I believe you won't be disappointed. A delicate woman tempted the young man. Come to our Ming Gang. The Ming Gang is your best choice. You can come to our Blood Ghost. We have a large amount of herbs for you to refine elixirs. All the big teams sent people to recruit the young man. The young man was on cloud 9. He thought to himself, after being promoted to Little Saint Apothecary, my status is indeed different. I'm sorry everyone. I already have a team. It's not convenient for me to join your team. Thank you. The young man declined. May I know which team you joined? Someone couldn't help but ask. You have to ask our eldest senior sister. The young man replied. Who is your eldest senior sister? Let your eldest senior sister join us. Our dragon hall is the strongest. Only we can protect you. The young man was annoyed by these people. Suddenly, he saw a beautiful figure walking over. He quickly pointed and said, My eldest senior sister is over there. You can ask her. Everyone turned around and looked behind them. All of a sudden, their gazes froze. It was a woman with a strong aura. She wore an apothecary's robe, but it couldn't hide her impressive figure. Her round face was very charming. Her phoenix eyes were filled with a soul-stirring color. Her entire body was suffused with an innate imperial aura. She was like an empress who ruled over the world. No one dared to look at her directly. The most peculiar thing was that there was an ordinary-looking woman beside her. However, no one ignored her. She seemed to have an aura that wasn't inferior to the Empress. She had the ability to compete with the Empress. The two women walked together, chatting and laughing. Chao Jifei and Xuanyuan's third princess. So it's her. The representative of the Apothecary Alliance. It seems like she has joined the Phoenix Palace. The Apothecary Alliance has always been neutral. Are they going to break the rules in this battle between the dragons and the phoenixes? If we can rope in this Apothecary Alliance, we will have another layer of protection in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Apothecaries could refine pills and knew how to mix herbs. In times of danger, they could save lives and heal the injured. Every time the battle between the dragons and the phoenixes began, only a few apothecaries would be able to enter. They weren't there to compete for rankings, but to increase their strength. Because of this, no one would fight with them. They would only try their best to rope them in. Some would even protect them. After all, apothecaries were respected and supported. In the past, no apothecaries under the age of 100 would enter the battle between the dragons and the phoenixes. The main reason was that no one could become an apothecary before the age of 100. However, Chao Jifei wasn't even 100 years old yet. She had the qualifications to enter this event. She was destined to become one of the most dazzling phoenixes. After Chao Jifei and Xuanyuan's third princess appeared, those people no longer surrounded the young man. Instead, they all returned to their camp, hoping that their leader would step out and rope this beautiful apothecary into their camp. Meow meow, it seems like you've gained quite a bit. Chao Jifei said to the young man who was selling pills. This young man was Meow Meow. Now that he had broken through to the dragon transformation realm, he also had the qualifications to participate in the battle between the dragons and the phoenixes. Of course, he was only at the early dragon transformation realm, so he would definitely be at the bottom of the rankings. However, that didn't stop him from being respected. After all, he was a little apothecary. Eldest senior sister must be joking. This is just a small business, a small business. Meow Meow laughed dryly. He was afraid of Chao Jifei from the bottom of his heart. He had followed her all the way to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss and had been ridiculed by her. He couldn't even talk back. As an apothecary, there's no one else who's selling pills. Moreover, you're selling pills from the alchemy department, aren't you? Chao Jifei said with disdain. Eldest senior sister, lower your voice. It won't be good if others hear you. Miao Miao said anxiously. Then why don't you be tactful and give me half? Chao Jifei said with a proud smile. On the side, the Xianyuan third princess chuckled. Little sister Ji Fei, there's no one else who dares to steal someone's money so openly. This guy can't be allowed to be so proud. Vice Alliance leader Miao told me to keep an eye on him. Chao Jifei replied. Eldest senior sister, you're interested in this little bit of Xian spirit stone? You're a saint apothecary, Miao Miao said with a long face. He was in a bad mood. He had worked so hard to earn some Xian spirit stone, but he had to give it up before it even warmed up. He felt extremely sullen. If only boss was here. He would definitely be able to take care of this old virgin. Who would complain about having too little Xian spirit stone? Chao Jifei said with a roll of her eyes. Just as he was about to give up the Xian spirit stone, he saw a figure not far away. He immediately shouted with joy, Boss, boss, come quickly. We're here. He jumped up and down as if he had seen his savior. Chao Jifei looked back and her body immediately trembled as she exclaimed, He's here. Chapter 1033. As the number one genius of the Apothecary Alliance, Chao Jifei had never been afraid of anyone, who told her to cultivate by her master's side since she was young. Her master was already one of the strongest people in the transcendent world. She had never met anyone stronger than her master, so there was no fear in her heart. However, when she saw Yang Wu again, she felt a bit of fear. This was the first time she felt this way. Before Yang Wu left the Apothecary Alliance, she made a bet with him. If Yang Wu could refine a pill that could cure the Nether corpse poison and Nether corpse curse, she would become his woman. When Yang Wu suddenly left, she thought that Yang Wu was deliberately boasting and lying to her. Who would have thought that not long after, Yang Wu would send someone to deliver the pill that could cure the Nether corpse poison and Nether corpse curse? After many rounds of verification and even alerting her master's avatar, she was certain that Yang Wu's pill could cure the Nether corpse poison and Nether corpse curse. Only then did she believe that Yang Wu had done what she couldn't. This also meant that she had lost. Then wouldn't she have to become Yang Wu's woman? Thinking of this, Chao Jifei felt unwell. She said to the Xianyuan third princess beside her, Big sister, let's go sit over there. Didn't we just come from there? The Xianyuan third princess said with a puzzled expression. Let's go sit for a while more. Chao Jifei urged. The Xianyuan third princess finally noticed Chao Jifei's uneasiness. She looked in the direction that Chao Jifei was looking and saw a handsome youth with a smile walking over. Miao Miao enthusiastically went up to him, and the two hugged tightly. Boss, I missed you so much, Miao Miao said in a mushy voice. Go away, I'm not interested in men, Yang Wu said while pulling away. Let's go. Chao Jifei pulled the Xianyuan third princess and left quickly. She deliberately hid behind her, afraid that Yang Wu would see them. I understand now. So even little sister Ji Fei is afraid of someone. Haha. The Xianyuan third princess laughed. Who would be afraid of him? I just don't want to see him, Chao Jifei said shyly. Eldest senior sister, where are you going? My boss is here. Aren't you guys going to catch up? Miao Miao was very clear about the bet between Chao Jifei and Yang Wu. Moreover, he had personally seen Yang Wu refine the antidote for the dark corpse poison and dark corpse curse. He knew that Chao Jifei would definitely lose, so he deliberately called out to her. Normally, he wouldn't dare to speak to Chao Jifei like that. Damned Miao Miao, I'll definitely teach him a lesson later. Chao Jifei angrily cursed in her heart. Yang Wu looked at Chao Jifei and also remembered the bet. The smile on his face became even brighter. He also called out to Chao Jifei, Miss Chao Jifei, where are you going? Chao Jifei's whereabouts were exposed. She could only look at Yang Wu and say, "Haha, I have some urgent matters to attend to. Let's meet again later." Then, she pulled the Xianyuan third princess and quickly left. Miao Miao gathered his courage and called out, "Eldest senior sister, shouldn't you fulfill your bet with my boss?" "Miao Miao, you're very good." Chao Jifei gritted her teeth and replied. Miao Miao shivered after hearing this. He looked at Yang Wu and said pitifully, "Eldest senior sister is angry. Boss, you have to protect me in the future." "You deserve it." Yang Wu laughed. "Haha, since eldest senior sister lost, she has to be your woman. In the future, only you can subdue her. This is the first time I've seen her avoid you like a mouse meeting a cat." "Haha." Miao Miao laughed heartily. "You're too serious. Let's go, big brother will treat you to a drink." Yang Wu put an arm around Miao Miao's shoulder and said. He was younger than Miao Miao, but he was used to Miao Miao calling himself a little brother. Miao Miao was a very good guy, worthy of being treated as a brother. "Don't, boss. You have to be serious. Big senior sister is so hot. No man has ever conquered her. I think you're the only one in this world who's worthy of her." Miao Miao said seriously. "Is that so? Then do you think big sister is not worthy of your boss?" A seductive voice sounded, and a sexy figure appeared beside Miao Miao. Another voice sounded, "Your eldest senior sister is not bad, but aren't we beautiful women?" The two beauties on the left and right made Miao Miao infatuated. "Two. Both of you are so beautiful, I like you," Miao Miao said honestly. In the end, this tragic guy was pulled by one ear each by the two women. "Ah, it's broken, let go, you two demonesses." No, it's two fairies. "Both of you are worthy of my boss, my eldest senior sister is not worthy." "Is that so? Then who do you think is more worthy, me or her? You have to be honest, or you won't be able to keep your ears. You have to be serious. I may be kind, but it doesn't mean that I won't kill." Miao Miao was so scared that he started crying. How was he supposed to answer? No matter how he answered, it seemed like he would offend one of them and die. Miao Miao was forced into a corner and he shouted, "My boss is not worthy of the two fairies." This time, he was finally released. "Little brother Yang Wu, did you hear that? I am so outstanding, when are you not going to push me down?" Shi Wenmei put a hand on Yang Wu's shoulder and said coquettishly. She was definitely a seductress who could charm him to death. Pan Xiaoxin said with a smile, "Yang Wu is a young man, and I am a young woman, we are a perfect match." Yang Wu slapped his forehead and said speechlessly, "Are you two done messing around? If you are, then take a break and give me and my brothers some space." "Coward!" Shi Wenmei angrily said to Yang Wu, then left with her slender waist swaying. Pan Xiaoxin said with a trace of bitterness, "Yang Wu, you have to maintain your composure, don't be seduced by those foxes, they will eat you alive." After saying that, she also left. When they were far away, Miao Miao couldn't help but give Yang Wu a thumbs up and said, "As expected of my boss, high, really high." "What high?" "Let's go drink," Yang Wu said in annoyance. "Boss, can you teach me how to pick up girls? Little brother's comprehension should be good, and I will be satisfied if I can pick up girls like the two sisters just now. Then let's talk about it in the next life." "Boss, you are too hurtful." Yang Wu and the others finally arrived in front of the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. After arriving, they just had to wait for the Dragon Phoenix Abyss to open. Here, some people were selling pills, some were trading herbs, and some were selling weapons. It had become a temporary trading ground. Yang Wu couldn't be bothered with these, and called Miao Miao and Yang Ba to find a quiet place to drink. Yang Wu formally introduced Miao Miao and Yang Ba to each other. Miao Miao was someone who was very familiar with people, and quickly called Miao Miao Brother Ba. Yang Ba was also not polite to Miao Miao, and called him Miao Miao. From now on, they were blood brothers. "Miao Miao, you came earlier than us. Tell me about the situation here." Yang Wu went straight to the point and asked, "Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win 100 battles." Yang Wu wanted to take the throne of the Dragon Emperor, so he had to understand the latest situation. Miao Miao took out a stack of papers and said, "Boss, you don't even have this latest report?" "What latest report?" Yang Wu asked curiously, and took the stack of papers to look at. This was a prediction list, and written on it were the names and rankings of every prodigy. There would be different changes every 3 days, and it would be released by the fortune-telling tower. This report isn't cheap. It's sold every 3 days, and the price is 3,000 high-grade Xian spirit stones. There's also a limited number of 500 copies each time. It wasn't easy for me to get one, and it was from 6 days ago. There's no organization that can make more money than the fortune-telling tower. Miao Miao complained. 3,000 high-grade Xian spirit stones for one copy, this price isn't cheap. Yang Wu glanced over it. The information written on the list was very accurate, including his ranking and personal information. He couldn't help but be impressed by the fortune-telling tower's abilities. Yes, but it's worth the price. Who doesn't want to know their opponents? It's good to prepare early. Miao Miao replied. Vice Leader Miao also allowed you to participate in the Battle of Dragons and Phoenixes. He's not worried about your safety anymore? With Boss here, what's there to worry about? Plus, Senior Sister will take care of me. You're so carefree. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss is extremely dangerous. I might not be able to take care of you. Let's not talk about this. I heard that you were captured by the Flood Dragon clan as a pet. Is that true? Yang Wu and Miao Miao chatted. Yang Wu obtained a lot of useful information, such as the leader of the Ming Gang being the previous saint from Kunlun's field, the leader of the Dragon Palace being the first leader of the Immortal Palace, and the leader of the Phoenix Palace being the third princess of Xianyue. He also learned about Ziyuyu. She was in the Thunder Sect, which was a force formed by the previous saint and saintess of the Purple Cloud Palace. Yang Wu couldn't wait to see Ziyuyu. She was his wife, who had bowed to heaven and earth. Her status was incomparable to others. Besides, he also found out about the members of the Battle League. It was an alliance of the Xing, LV, and Li families. There were also some other prodigy forces. The Yang family and the Xing family were irreconcilable. They would definitely clash fiercely in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Besides that, there was also news about some other powerful dark horses. They were all people of unknown origins, but they were extraordinarily powerful. They might not show up on the prediction list, but he couldn't let his guard down when facing them. Miao Miao heard that Yang Wu had joined a team called Jingwu, and that he wasn't the leader. He was unhappy. Yang Wu was a saint pharmacist. His level was higher than his senior sister, and his combat power was even more insane. If he wasn't the leader, who would dare to be above him? When he saw Qing Jing, he obediently called her leader. He was so shy and didn't force himself at all. This guy was completely attracted by Qing Jing's pure appearance. Yang Wu, our leader invites you. Come and receive your orders immediately. A voice suddenly rang out. Chapter 1034. Yang Wu was originally in a good mood, but when he heard someone calling for him so rudely, his mood soured. Without waiting for Yang Wu to speak, Yang Ba stood up and shouted, "Who dares to shout in front of my lord? Do you want to die?" Yang Ba's fighting spirit was high, and he was mighty and domineering. His voice was loud and clear, attracting many people's attention. What a big tone! It is his honor to be summoned by our chief. Our chief is going to make him a protector. Hurry up and kneel down to receive the decree. Someone led a group of people and slowly walked towards Yang Wu's position. They were from the Ming clan, and Niu Yong was among them. However, he was not the leader this time. The tall and skinny man beside him was the leader. He was the Ming clan's third protector, Ma Long. He was ranked 166th, and his strength was above Niu Yong. This time, there were not many of them, only about 10 of them. However, every one of them had great battle strength. Tell your leader to come here and accept his death. Yang Ba replied rudely. Meow Meow looked at him with admiration and said, "Brother Ba is so domineering. He's a natural overlord." Yang Wu leisurely drank his wine and said, he did not care about these provocations at all. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss was about to open, and some random people were coming out to cause trouble. "Yang Ba, don't be so arrogant. You'll die quickly." Niu Yang's injuries had already recovered, and he shouted at Yang Ba. "Have you forgotten the pain after your scars have healed?" Yang Ba said with disdain. "Our leader is the previous holy son of the Kunlun Mountain. It's your honor to be able to follow him. Don't be ungrateful." Ma Long raised his head and said with a benevolent expression, "You talk too much," Yang Ba said as he rushed towards the Ming clan members alone. It was as if one man could hold the pass while 10,000 men were no match for him. The surrounding people could not help but exclaim, "This kid is the reincarnation of the Overlord. He's really brave. He's Yang Ba from the Yang clan. He's a dark horse. I wonder if his strength matches his domineering aura. There are no weaklings under his name. His battle strength should not be too bad. Yang Ba, I'll defeat you today." Yong Nyo shouted and charged towards Yang Ba with the two maces in hand. He definitely did not want to be overwhelmed by Yang Ba's aura. "Loser, get lost!" Yang Ba shouted. He immediately used his battle axe and chopped towards Yong Nyo. Niu Yang's battle chi surged as he crossed his two truncheons, forming a huge pair of scissors. It was as if there were two flood dragons lunging at Yang Ba. Niu Yang had lost to Yang Ba not long ago, so he knew how powerful Yang Ba was. Now he was going all out. In the blink of an eye, the two great generals fought fiercely. Many powerful profound auras splashed in all directions, forcing the surrounding people to retreat far away. There was a lot of open space in this area. Moreover, this was an ancient mountain range. The ground was incomparably sturdy, so it wasn't that easy to destroy. It was enough to endure the powerful shockwaves of this battle. Yang Ba used his full strength right from the start, forcing Niu Yang to retreat step by step. The distance between the two of them was very obvious. "Guardian Niu, let us help you," two of the Ming Gang's Sky Prides exclaimed at the same time. They raised their weapons and charged towards Yang Ba. "No matter how many come, I'll kill them all," Yang Ba said fearlessly. Yang Ba's attacks were wide open and his strength was incomparably domineering. Even when facing a powerful opponent, he still looked like he was chopping melons and vegetables. He slashed his three opponents until they were forced to retreat. Yong Nyo and the other two weren't to be trifled with. They represented the Ming Gang's face and had all reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm. Moreover, they all had the ability to fight above their level. If they worked together, they could fight against any first-level star pattern realm saint. They were looking for an opportunity to take down Yang Ba. Ma Kong had long heard that Yang Wu had someone like Yang Ba by his side. After seeing it with his own eyes, he realized that Yang Ba's strength wasn't any weaker than his. If he didn't use his unique innate skill, he might not be able to take down Yang Ba. Moreover, how could Yang Ba not have any innate skills? "Yang Wu, we sincerely invited you. Are you really not going to give us any face?" Ma Kong no longer watched the battle. His gaze landed on Yang Wu as he asked again. Without waiting for Yang Wu's reply, a group of people quickly rushed over. Someone among them exclaimed, "Young clan leader, we're here." Yang Wu looked in the direction of the voice. It was Yang Tianlin, Yang Yifan, Yang Man, Lu Ji and Su Zhu. There were many more people in their group. It was obvious that they had also passed through the Dragon Vein Phoenix Forest's obstruction and arrived here. "It's good that you're here, it's good that you're here," Yang Wu said with satisfaction. At this moment, the people of Jing Wu also gathered around Yang Wu. In their eyes, Yang Wu was the real boss of Jing Wu. Ma Long didn't care how many people Yang Wu had around him. He once again shouted, "Yang Wu, I'll give you one more chance. Our Ming Gang has 1,500 people. Killing you guys is as easy as flipping our hand." Don't make a mistake. The Ming gang indeed had the advantage in numbers. Of course, not everyone had a jade tablet. Who do you think you are? How dare you shout in front of my master? Get over here and die. Su Zhu raised his tiger-fanged club and shouted angrily at Ma Long. At this moment, Su Zhu only had a piece of beast skin draped over his body. Half of his shoulder was exposed. His explosive muscles were very eye-catching. His murderous eyes were even more frightening. His aura wasn't any weaker than Yang Ba's. Yang Wu looked at Su Zhu and realized that he had actually advanced to the advanced dragon transformation realm. No wonder his aura had increased so much. My use of the medicinal liquid to improve his foundation wasn't in vain. His improvement is really fast. Yang Wu thought with satisfaction. The unique body-tempering medicinal liquid that Yang Wu had concocted for Su Zhu and the prodigies of the Yang clan was extremely valuable. It wasn't inferior to any lesser sacred pills. It could greatly increase their potential. Su Zhu had undoubtedly benefited greatly. He was filled with gratitude towards Yang Wu, and his loyalty had also increased by a lot. Where did this nobody come from? How dare you shout? I, Mao Xiao, will kill you. A warrior beside Ma Kong rushed out and shouted. Mao Xiao was predicted to be ranked 477. Although his ranking was much lower than Yo Yang's, his combat power wasn't just for show. He was an exceptional prodigy from a first-rate force in the Kunlun realm. I'll kill you like a dog, Su Zhu shouted as he faced Mao Xiao. Those who speak arrogantly usually die quickly, Mao Xiao said coldly. An extremely terrifying shriek came from his mouth. Squeak! Rat squeak! This was a sound that sounded like a rat's squeak. It could directly reach one's soul and cause thousands of needles to pierce one's soul. It could interfere with the enemy and obtain the best opportunity to kill the enemy. Mao Xiao was also an experienced fighter. He used his trump card right from the start. He didn't give Su Zhu any chance at all. Su Zhu's body instantly stopped. He held his head with both hands as if he had suffered a serious blow. Oh no! Yang Yifan had a good impression of Su Zhu. After seeing him injured, he couldn't help but want to help. He was afraid that Su Zhu would be killed. Don't worry. Su Zhu will be fine. Yang Wu stopped Yang Yifan. Mao Zhao's attack was unexpected, but Yang Wu thought that Su Zhu would be able to block it. Su Zhu was a guy who fought with all kinds of ferocious beasts all year round. He had encountered many dangerous situations before, but he was still alive and well. Mao Xiao thought that Su Zhu had been hit. He quickly rushed over and stabbed his long sword toward Su Zhu's throat. He sneered proudly and said, "Go to hell." Just as the long sword was about to pierce Su Zhu's throat, Su Zhu suddenly came to his senses. He dodged to the side. His eyes glowed with a strange light. A thick, murderous aura burst from his body. A fist filled with murderous aura punched fiercely toward Mao Zhao's heart. Bang! Mao Xiao didn't expect Su Zhu to play a trick. By the time he realized it, he had already been hit. His body was sent flying like a kite with a broken string. Blood spurted from his mouth. If he hadn't been wearing the top-grade minor sacred armor, this punch would have been enough to shatter his heart. He wouldn't have been able to survive. Just as Su Zhu was about to chase after Mao Xiao and kill him, two people beside Ma Long dashed out and blocked Su Zhu's path. Su Zhu was only at the high level of the dragon transformation realm, but his combat strength was no weaker than the two top-grade dragon transformation realm warriors in front of him. In fact, he was even stronger. His murderous aura made his opponents not dare to look him in the eye. Both battles were won against several, and the battle was abnormally fierce. The spectators were very satisfied. Who is the guy who defeated Mao Xiao? He seems very wild. Could he be a savage who has been hiding in the mountains all this time? He is one of Yang Wu's subordinate. I didn't expect him to have such a powerful follower. He is really a hidden dark horse. I don't know what kind of martial arts this guy cultivates. His entire body is filled with a terrifying murderous aura. If it were me, I wouldn't be his match. One is Yangba, and the other is a savage from the mountains. They are both people who can at least be ranked within the top 500. Ma Long's expression was ugly. He could already see that his people were at a disadvantage. It wouldn't be long before they completely lost. There were a few people beside Ma Long who wanted to charge out, but they were all stopped by him. Bang bang. Suddenly, the outcome of Yangba's battle was decided. Niu Yong and 2 other people were directly sent flying by him. One of them even had an arm chopped off. He was severely injured. These 3 people didn't dare to continue fighting. They dragged their injured bodies and retreated. On the other side, Su Zhu was also fighting a situation where both sides were injured. He forcefully sent the 2 people flying. He didn't care about the injuries on his body at all. He still stood proudly. Overlord Yangba, Tiger King Su Zhu. Today was destined to be the day they became famous. Ma Kong's expression darkened as he shouted, "Yang Wu, fight me if you dare. If you lose, you have to obediently go see my sect leader. If you win, we won't disturb you anymore." "How can there be such a good deal in the world?" Yang Wu said with a disdainful smile. He paused for a moment and said, "If you lose, ask your sect leader to pay 500 high-grade Xian spirit stones as ransom." Ma Kong's face twitched. He replied, "Okay. Are you worthy of my big brother fighting you? Then I can break your balls," a disdainful voice said. Chapter 1035. The voice that suddenly sounded did not come from the people beside Yang Wu. Instead, it came from a figure that was rapidly approaching them. Yang Wu was pleasantly surprised by the voice. He stood up and looked in the direction of the voice. Shou-ho. How many years had it been since he left for the transcendent realm? There was a brother that he could never forget. It was Shou-ho, Sun-do. When he was trapped in the mountain prison, it was with Shou-ho's encouragement and help that he was able to regain his confidence. Furthermore, he managed to kill his way out of the mountain prison. He treated Shou-ho like a brother. Their relationship was even closer than Yang Ba and Su Zhu. Among those present, only Lu Ji could compare to Shou-ho. All these years, there was not a single moment that he did not think about Shou-ho and Little Hay. He did not know where they were at all. The transcendent realm was vast and boundless. There was simply no way for him to find them. He did not even know if they were dead or alive. Never would he have thought that after so many years, the 2 brothers would finally reunite. Big brother! The person that had arrived was Shou-ho, Sun-do. He could not help but shout wildly. In an instant, he arrived beside Yang Wu and knelt down. He looked at Yang Wu emotionally. Tears almost flowed out from his eyes. Yang Wu quickly helped Shou-ho up. He fiercely punched Sun-do's chest and asked, "Where have you been all these years? Did you manage to get rid of that evil spirit?" Before they arrived at the transcendent realm, Shou-ho was possessed by an evil spirit. He could not help but pass through the spirit formation channel and arrive at the transcendent realm. Yang Wu chased after him and the spirit formation channel exploded. He was completely separated from Shou-ho and Little Hay. At that moment, Yang Wu was able to sense with his own strength that there was nothing wrong with Shou-ho. Shou-ho's battle prowess had increased. He had also grown taller and stronger. "Big bro, it's a long story. Anyway, I'm fine now. I've heard about your news long ago. I've always wanted to look for you. However, that damned fella kept forcing me to cultivate. Only today could I see Big Bro again. I miss Big Bro to death." Skinny Monkey was still crying. These few years had been extremely difficult for him. Yang Wu valued the Skinny Monkey, and the Skinny Monkey also regarded Yang Wu as his own brother. Without Yang Wu, the Skinny Monkey was afraid that he would have died in the prison. It was Yang Wu who gave him a new life and allowed him to embark on this road of cultivation. "Are you done crying? Get over here and accept your death." Ma Long couldn't take it anymore. A man was still crying and actually dared to challenge him. He felt that it was necessary to teach him a good lesson. I also miss you a lot, brother. You can watch me deal with him from the side. Yang Wu patted Skinny Monkey's shoulder and said emotionally, Big brother, leave this battle to me. He's not worth your time and will only dirty your hands. Skinny Monkey said solemnly. He had already stopped crying and was replaced by waves of dazzling golden light. All right, let me see how strong you've become after all these years. Yang Wu could sense the huge amount of energy contained in Skinny Monkey's body and immediately said with relief, I definitely won't let Big Brother down. Skinny Monkey said confidently. He turned around and walked towards Ma Long. He pointed at him and shouted, You dare to offend my big brother? Even if you're the Heavenly King, you'll still die. Absolute dominance. The surrounding people looked at the Skinny Monkey who had suddenly appeared. They couldn't understand where his confidence came from. Ma Long is ranked in the top 100 on the prediction list. People like him all have extraordinary talents and abilities. What ability does that Skinny Monkey have to spout such arrogant words? Just now, Yang Ba and that mountain man shocked the world with a single brilliant feat. Maybe this Skinny Monkey will also have an extraordinary performance. Ma Long is a protector of the Ming gang. Rumor has it that he's killed a saint-level creature. He's a ferocious guy. Someone actually dares to talk to him like that. You can't judge a book by its cover. Let's see if that's the case. Ma Long was a disciple from the Kunlun Mountains. He wasn't a prodigy who displayed extraordinary talents from the very beginning. Among the many disciples of the Kunlun Mountains, he was only average. It wasn't until he awakened his talents in his 40s that he started to perform amazingly and reached the peak of the dragon transformation realm. He was already 98 years old this year. Reaching such a realm at such an age wasn't considered top-notch, but his combat power was definitely not simple. He had indeed killed a saint-level creature before. I'm not the Heavenly King, but I'm more than enough to teach a brat like you a lesson. Ma Long slowly walked forward and replied. At the same time, he gradually released his aura. A shadow appeared behind him. It was the shadow of a horse. The battle aura he cultivated was related to the horse demon. In the next moment, he and Skinny Monkey attacked at the same time. The two figures fought so quickly that no one could see them clearly. Only the sound of explosions could be heard in the air. The air was swept away in all directions. The two of them had already started to fight with their bare hands. Bang bang! The two of them fought very quickly and fiercely. The people below were dumbfounded. Their attacks seemed to have been tempered thousands of times. There were no flaws in their attacks, nor were there any unnecessary movements. Every move was fatal. Ma Long was an expert in fist technique. No one knew what kind of fist technique he was using, but it contained fist intent and seemed to be close to the way of the fist. Every punch was extremely tricky. If one was not careful, one could be hit in a vital point and die. Skinny Monkey was an expert in movement technique. He moved nimbly in the air and could always dodge Ma Long's attacks in advance. He also counterattacked with lightning speed. It seemed that he wanted to kill Ma Long with one punch. No matter whose attack it was, they could easily kill a half-saint. At this moment, Ma Long was about to hit Skinny Monkey's lower abdomen, but Skinny Monkey dodged like lightning. He even used his elbow to hit Ma Long's face. If Ma Long had dodged any slower, his old face would have been smashed. The two of them fought back and forth. Different celestial chi kept exploding. The sky seemed to be dyed with 2 layers of color. After fighting for a while, the two of them pulled away from each other. Is this all you've got? You want to kill me? I don't know who gave you the courage. Ma Long said faintly with his hands behind his back. In fact, his arms were trembling slightly. He had just collided with Skinny Monkey a few times. He felt that Skinny Monkey's arms were like a pair of peerless staff soldiers. His hands were numb. However, he believed that Skinny Monkey would not have it easy. Skinny Monkey said with a smile, It's just a warm-up. Why are you so anxious? You have to block well. Just as he finished speaking, he disappeared from where he stood. Skinny Monkey had already appeared behind Ma Long when he reacted. He formed a fist with his hands and smashed towards the back of Ma Long's head. Bang! This time, Skinny Monkey's attack was several times faster than before. Ma Long could not react in time. He felt a pain in the back of his head, and his body fell heavily to the ground. Again, the Skinny Monkey shouted and caught up with Ma Long's falling body. He lifted his leg and kicked Ma Long. Ma Long still had no room to resist. He was directly kicked into the air, and blood spurted out from his mouth. Continue! Skinny Monkey treated Ma Long as a rubber ball and chased after him. The battle scene changed too quickly, catching everyone off guard. Skinny Monkey's speed was too fast. Even a saint-level creature's speed was not comparable. The surrounding geniuses could not even catch a glimpse of him. He's too fast. Is he really at the Dragon Transformation Realm? Even the Star Rune Realm is only SOSO. He was just testing Ma Long earlier. This is his true strength. This guy is too strong. Ma Long has hit a steel plate this time. Ma Long will not be defeated so easily. He will definitely have the strength to fight back. The spectators could not help but cry out in surprise. Not far away, a few people stood in the air and watched the battle. One of them said, "Gang leader, should we make a move?" The youth in the middle said faintly, "There's no need for that for now. If Ma Long is defeated like this, he won't be Ma Long." He paused for a moment and then said, "I didn't expect Yang Wu to have so many capable people around him. It seems that I underestimated him. To be able to make it to the top 1,000, he's definitely not trash. But in front of gang leader, he's nothing." Another person said flatteringly, "We're just testing them now. When they reveal all their strength in front of us, it will be time for them to meet the King of Hell." More and more spectators gathered, and the atmosphere became more and more lively. After being chased by Skinny Monkey a few times, Ma Long finally could not take the humiliation and used his trump card. Dragon Horse Spirit. Ma Long's body seemed to be awakening with some sort of power. His combat power was increasing, his speed was increasing, and his reflexes were also increasing. After dodging the Skinny Monkey's attack, the shadow of the horse demon behind him became more solid. It was a draconic horse. The power he had awakened was none other than the draconic horse spirit. This power could increase his soul energy and all aspects of his body. It was a kind of soul talent. This talent was not used to attack the soul of others. Instead, it increased one's soul energy and controlled one's body to become stronger. "I've had my fun. It's my turn now." Ma Long roared and began to counterattack. Dragon Horse Meteor Punch. He seemed to have turned into a dragon horse and rushed toward Skinny Monkey. His fist was like a meteor. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Skinny Monkey and blasted toward him. Just as the fist was about to land on Skinny Monkey's body was like a nimble monkey. He cleverly dodged the attack again. His reaction speed was astonishingly fast. Again. "I don't believe that I can't hit you." Ma Long's attack missed. He felt that it must be a coincidence. His fist could destroy a saint-level creature. How could he not hit this kid in front of him? Ma Long threw 81 punches in a row. The terrifying fist aura sealed off the area and did not give Skinny Monkey any space to dodge. He wanted to completely destroy Skinny Monkey. However, Skinny Monkey's reaction speed was still beyond his expectations. Skinny Monkey was always able to dodge when he was about to hit him. Although his movements were not very elegant, he still managed to dodge. "This is your trump card? How boring!" Chapter 1036. The Skinny Monkey looked at Ma Long indifferently. He didn't even put Ma Long in his eyes. Ma Long's Dragon Horse Meteor Fist was extremely powerful, but it was like child's play in front of the Skinny Monkey. It was the first time he was ridiculed like this. The onlookers also realized that the skinny monkey had an incomparable ability. He was probably a dark horse that could enter the top 100. Dragon Hall, Phoenix Palace, Battle League, and many other forces were watching this battle. They were measuring the skinny monkey's strength in their hearts. They also remembered this person in their hearts. He would definitely be a strong opponent in the future. Ah, you forced me to do this. I will make you pay. Ma Long roared like a madman. He was preparing for his final attack. Not far away, someone shouted, "Ma Long, come back. Let's stop here." "No, I can definitely kill him," Ma Long replied. The dragon horse's consciousness completely burst out from his soul. This space was within the range of his consciousness. No matter where the skinny monkey was, he could lock onto him. He wanted to kill the skinny monkey with a single strike. Dragon horse sky trampling fist. The power behind Ma Long's fist changed. This seemingly simple punch contained the power to break the sky. It was as though a dragon horse was descending from the sky. Even space itself was being trampled to the point of rupturing. The power behind this punch was even more terrifying than the meteor punch from earlier. This was his all-out attack. It was also his ultimate attack. The energy in his dantian combined with the will of his mental power to form his dragon horse fist. The skinny monkey had a feeling that there was nowhere to hide. He realized that his opponent was going all out. A smile appeared on his face and he said, "This is interesting. I will fight with you with all my strength." The skinny monkey took a deep breath. There seemed to be a golden light floating in his eyes. He completely saw Ma Long's fist aura. It couldn't escape his eyes at all. He threw out his fist. Saint Battle Fist. It was as if there was an ape behind him. Waves of majestic aura surged. The fist that contained the power to destroy everything was blasted out. The power of this fist seemed to be half of Ma Long's fist aura. However, it didn't mean that the power was weaker than Ma Long's. This fist drew an arc and landed heavily on the weak point of Ma Long's fist aura. The power of the two fists exploded. Bang! No matter how perfect an attack was, as long as it was infinitely magnified and slowed down, it would be able to find the weakest spot. As long as that spot was hit, no matter how powerful the attack was, it would be destroyed. The skinny monkey had fiery golden eyes. He could even see through the attacks of saints, let alone Ma Long's attack. The weakest point of Ma Long's punch was at the back of the fist force, where the power was the weakest. Therefore, the skinny monkey's punch was slightly curved and hit the weakest point, breaking Ma Long's earth-shattering punch without any suspense. When Ma Long finished his punch, his spiritual energy started to shrink, and his combat power started to decrease rapidly. When he saw the skinny monkey rushing towards him, he knew that he had lost. He quickly retreated. Even if he lost, he did not want to die. Unfortunately, the skinny monkey had already revealed his killing intent. Anyone who provoked his big brother deserved to be killed. The skinny monkey turned his fist into a claw and clawed at Ma Long's head. Ma Long didn't even have time to tear the imperial edict apart. Bang! Ma Long's head fell to the ground like a watermelon, completely exploding. Just like that, a prodigy ranked within the top 200 on the prediction list had fallen. Whoever dares to find trouble with my big brother will end up like this. The skinny monkey looked arrogantly at the crowd and shouted coldly. If Yang Ba was domineering, then the skinny monkey was awe-inspiring. If Yang Ba was shockingly wild, then the skinny monkey was incomparably wild. The combination of his wild nature and demonic aura made him the one and only skinny monkey. To kill a mere Ma Long, he had not even used his war staff. The people around him were deeply shocked by him. Such a person should only be a friend and not an enemy. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare. Bastard, you actually killed someone from Kunlun. You deserve to die. Not far away, someone roared. No matter where you came from, you deserve to die. Another person shouted. Everyone from the Ming gang gather. Another person ordered. Suddenly, Many powerful auras gathered together, and people rushed out from different directions. A total of more than 1,000 people gathered together and rushed in the direction of the skinny monkey. These people were all in the dragon transformation realm. If they attacked together, they could even kill a level 2 astral saint. This was the power of the general trend. Everyone from Jingwu gather. Qing Jing ordered without hesitation. Everyone from the Yang clan gather. Yang Yifan also shouted. Originally, Yang Wu or Yang Tianlin should have given the order, but Yang Yifan was already impatient. Miao Miao also couldn't help but shout, everyone from the Apothecary Alliance gather. However, there were only a few people from the Apothecary Alliance. Other than him and Chao Jifei, there were only a few minor saint apothecaries. They came from the Medicine Sect and Dan clan, and they were not in the vicinity. Jingwu only had a little over 100 people. The Yang clan only had a few dozen people. In total, there were only 200 people. Compared to the Ming gang, it was still a far cry. Everyone from the Wuhou gang, what are you waiting for? The skinny monkey was not arrogant. He also roared. Then, another few dozen people rushed out. These were the people he had gathered under the name of the Wuhou gang. Every one of them was a prodigy with a jade token. He disdained to recruit prodigies without a jade token. When these few dozen people appeared, the surrounding people were stunned. Heavens, that person looks like the little sword immortal Xiang Yijian from Shu Mountain. He joined the Wuhou gang? That person looks familiar. He looks like a young expert from the Tang sect. That beautiful fairy can't be Ying Mei from the Phantom sect, right? That's the previous generation's holy maiden of the Phantom sect. And that's Ding Chuanqiu, the dark horse of the rogue cultivators. These few dozen people are all predicted to be in the top 1,000. A dozen of them are also in the top 500. Who would have thought that the Wuhou gang, with only a few dozen people, all had high statuses and reputations? They caused quite a commotion. These people's faces were burning. They were all forced to join the Wuhou gang. I couldn't tell that your reputations are so high. The skinny monkey seemed to have just realized that these people were not ordinary. This made the people in front of him feel even more hurt. Vice leader, the difference in our numbers is too great. We can't fight this battle. The handsome youth with a long sword on his back said to the skinny monkey. This youth was Shu Mountain's little sword, immortal Xiang Yijian. His swordsmanship was superb. It was a pity that he met the skinny monkey. He was smashed on the head by the skinny monkey and had no choice but to join the Wuhou gang. They are nothing but chickens and pottery dogs. Even if we can't win, we still have to fight. The skinny monkey replied strongly. Why don't I call our Phantom Sect's brothers and sisters to help? Ying Mei from the Phantom Sect said gently. Looking at her, she seemed to be infatuated with the skinny monkey. Those who are not from our Wuhou gang don't need it. The skinny monkey said domineeringly. Then he said to Yang Wu, Big brother, you say something. If we really want to fight, then we'll go. The people of the Wuhou gang all looked at Yang Wu. They all realized that this was the real leader of the Wuhou gang. When the skinny monkey recruited them, he had already made it clear that he was at most a vice leader. The real leader was someone else. Looking at the skinny monkey's attitude towards the other party, even an idiot would know the relationship between them. You are Yang Wu? On the Ming gang's side, a handsome youth looked at Yang Wu and asked indifferently. This young man had a very down-to-earth temperament. He had a head of flamboyant silver hair and a chiseled face. His eyes were cold and his white robes made him look like an immortal. He was the leader of the Ming gang, Kuan Mingzi. Yang Wu looked at him and immediately felt the cold, killing intent coming from him. The frost spring mysterious qi in his body also had a strange feeling, as if it had met a power of the same origin. It was very interested. At the same time, Yang Wu also developed a strong sense of disgust towards this person. This feeling seemed to be innate, and he did not know why. In short, he just did not like this person, as if they were old enemies separated by 1,000 years, and were destined to be incompatible. Yang Wu looked at him and said faintly, "I am Yang Wu. You are the leader of the Ming gang? You know me?" Kuan Mingzi narrowed his eyes and looked at Yang Wu. "Why should I know you?" Yang Wu did not understand. Kuan Mingzi's eyes became even colder. He was from the Ming gang, which was ranked in the top 5 among the many prodigy forces. Moreover, he was also one of the top 5 experts on the prediction list. Which prodigy here did not know his name? Yang Wu actually pretended not to know him, which was really detestable. Kuan Mingzi was not a man who was easily angered. He had been cultivating his body and mind all these years in order to become an overlord. With his talent, it was not a problem at all. The geniuses in the sect had given him a lot of recognition. With Meng Bingshue's return and Yang Wu's appearance, a crack appeared in his heart. He was able to achieve what he had today because he stole Meng Bingshue's opportunity. Meng Bingxue was also saved by Yang Wu. It seemed that she also had feelings for Yang Wu. As a normal man, he had a grudge. Very well. Since you don't understand, then there is no need to understand. After today, Yang Wu will no longer exist in this world. Kuan Mingzi said indifferently. He waved his hand behind him. His many followers were ready to attack Yang Wu. The people behind Yang Wu were all ready. They were not confident at all. There were so many people on the other side, and they had all kinds of trump cards. They were not confident that they could stop them. Although Yang Wu had the power to hold back 10,000 people, he might not be able to stop so many geniuses in a real battle. At this time, a sword energy cut through the sky. An extremely domineering voice sounded. "If you want to kill my man, you have to ask my sword first." Chapter 1037. A sword came from the west. The beauty was like a fairy, stunning all the sky prides. The leader of the Ming clan, Kuan Mingzi, was one of the top 5 on the prediction list. Someone actually dared to speak to him like that. Could it be a female sky pride ranked in the top 10 of the Heavenly Phoenix list? When the crowd saw the person clearly, they didn't seem to know the origin of this woman. Apart from her valiant appearance and hot figure, they couldn't tell where she came from. There were many women present, and many of them were outstanding. The woman who flew over didn't seem to be much better than them. Why did she dare to say such words? "It's Miss Shu." Bai Luoyun couldn't help but exclaim when he saw the person. The White Water clan and the Hung Mountain sect were close neighbors. The two clans had a good relationship. Bai Luoyun naturally recognized Shu Yujun. They had gone through thick and thin together. He had the best impression of her. In his heart, Shu Yujun and Yang Wu were the best match. "Yujun, you're here." Yang Wu saw Shu Yujun and a happy smile appeared on his face. Shu Yujun wasn't as beautiful as Yu Yu or Meng Bingshu. She wasn't even as beautiful as white-haired demoness Yun Qi. However, like Wan Lanxin, she was a capable woman. She dared to love and hate. She had more personality than many women. For him, she followed him into the city of redemption. He was very touched and had left a place for her in his heart. "Wu, I'm not late, right?" Shu Yujun landed beside Yang Wu and replied. "What a coincidence. They want to deal with me." Yang Wu laughed. "Humph, I'm Shu Yujun from the Hung Mountain sect. Whoever wants to hurt my man, ask my sword first." Shu Yujun looked at Kuan Mingzi and snorted. Then she shouted, "Where are the senior brothers and sisters of the Hung Mountain sect?" "We're here." Someone responded not far away. Dozens of people rushed over at the same time. These were the people who came to the Dragon Phoenix Abyss with Shu Yujun. "Shu Yujun, what do you mean? Who do we listen to in the 5 Mountain sect?" Someone in the distance responded with dissatisfaction. "The battle between the Dragon Phoenix and the Dragon Phoenix is a battle that belongs to us." Shu Yujun responded strongly. "Good, very good. When this is over, we will report to the Hung Mountain sect to deal with you guys who destroyed the unity." Someone said. Shu Yujun turned a deaf ear to these threats. How dare you block our Mingang's men with just a few dozen more people? What a joke. Kunmingzi sneered. Really? Then what if you count me in? Another voice rang out. It was a peerless woman riding on a purple qilin that came out and said. When the crowd saw this woman, they instantly exclaimed in surprise. She's Fairy Zuu from the Purple Firmament Palace, and her purple qilin. It really is Goddess Zuu. Heavens, what's her relationship with Yang Wu? Why is she on his side? Could this be the charm of an alchemist? Is it too late for me to change my profession and become an alchemist? My heart hurts. Fairy Zuu, please don't have anything to do with Yang Wu. Zuu's ranking on the predicted list was not high, but her beauty was unparalleled. She could definitely be ranked in the top 3 of the female prodigies on the Heavenly Phoenix list. She was dressed in purple and carried a purple lightning sword on her back. Her hair was tied up with bangs covering her pure white forehead, making her look even more lively. She sat on a mighty purple qilin like a purple-clothed fairy, sacred and inviolable. Zuu! Koan Mingzi exclaimed softly. This previous saint of Kunlun looked at Zuu with a completely different gaze. There was a trace of aggression, and he desired to take this woman for himself. Not long ago, he had seen Zuu. He, who had not been moved for many years, was once again moved. He was thinking of how to woo this woman. Kunlun and the Purple Firmament Palace had always been on good terms. With his current status, it was more than enough to be a match for the new saint of the Purple Firmament Palace. He thought that the Purple Firmament Palace would not reject him, but looking at the current situation, this woman was also related to Yang Wu. Yu. Yang Wu also flew towards her excitedly. Everyone watched as Yang Wu flew towards Zuu, and they were all praying for him in their hearts. Even if Yang Wu and Zuu knew each other, that purple qilin would eat him if he rushed over so rashly. That purple qilin was Zuu's most powerful trump card. It could kill saint-tier beings. Moreover, the qilin tribe was a top-tier tribe among the Spirit Yao tribe, comparable to the True Dragons and Black Tortoise. They were incredibly arrogant and unapproachable. In the past few days, all the prodigies who wanted to get close to Zuu had been sent flying by this purple qilin. However, an astonishing scene occurred. Yang Wu and Zuu hugged each other tightly. That purple qilin actually turned its head away, as if it did not see what the two of them were doing. The surrounding prodigies felt as if their hearts had been struck by lightning. They instantly exploded, and waves of anguished wails rang out incessantly. My goddess, how can you hug someone so casually? This hurts my heart too much. I want a duel with Yang Wu, and I will fight to the death. That's right, I want to fight Yang Wu too. What right does he have to capture my fairy? I express my dissatisfaction. My heart hurts. Senior sister, I feel like I've fallen out of love. Shi Wenmei clutched her full chest and said to Pan Xiaoxin, who was beside her. TSK, does he like you? I'm the one who's really fallen out of love. I really want to kill that heartless man, Pan Xiaoxin said coldly. Hey, senior sister, can you stop being so smug? Little brother Yang Wu has never even looked at you properly. Last time I found out that he was secretly looking at my long legs. You're so shameless. He even peeked at my chest from time to time. Looks like he took advantage of my tofu for nothing. AI, even if we work together, we still can't beat the charm of the Purple Firmament Palace's saintess. Senior sister, why don't we serve him together tonight? With our 18 battle skills, we'll definitely make him unable to get out of bed. Shu Yujun also saw Yang Wu and Yu being intimate. It would be a lie if her heart didn't hurt, but she didn't show it. Yang Wu once told her that he already had a lover, and this purple Yu in front of her was his lover. He had never lied to her, but she still fell in love with Yang Wu. She even had the confidence to snatch Yang Wu away from purple Yu. Now that she saw purple Yu's elegance, she realized that she thought too highly of herself. This woman is a strong opponent, but I won't give up. Hee hee, what a pair of lovers. I just don't know what Bing Shui will think when she sees this. Kuan Mingzi sneered. He paused for a moment before adding, I know she's nearby. Yang Wu, you're really a romantic. It had to be said that Kuan Mingzi's words affected Yang Wu's mood. He separated from Purple Yu Yu and turned around to look at Kuan Mingzi and coldly asked, Where's Bing Shui? She's probably hiding and crying. She really loves you. Kuan Mingzi continued to make sarcastic remarks. At this moment, Yang Wu narrowed his eyes as he looked at Kuan Mingzi. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Beside him, Purple Yu Yu said considerately, Wu, don't be rash. He's deliberately provoking you. It's okay. I just suddenly know who he is. Yang Wu took a deep breath and said. Then he shouted at Kuan Mingzi, You're that Bing Shuiming, right? I didn't expect you to have such a face. She blindly fell in love with you, but you harmed her. Today I'll take revenge for her. In the next moment, Yang Wu was like a real dragon. His body was filled with evil dragon qi. His body was like a flying dragon as he rushed toward Kuan Mingzi. Yang Wu rarely took the initiative to kill people. This time, he was really angry. When he met Meng Bingxue, he obtained part of her memories. The man in front of him was the man Meng Bingxue used to like. He was a beast in human clothing. Not only did he take the Frost Spring Xian essence and the inheritance there, he also almost killed Meng Bingxue. He was really inhumane. At that time, Meng Bingxue was willing to pay any price for him. However, not only was this guy not grateful, he even bit the hand that fed him. Yang Wu hated him to the bone and had promised to take revenge for Meng Bingxue. However, he didn't expect that the other party would take the initiative to come to him. How could he not kill him? Yang Wu's explosive power was very powerful. He could even kill a Grade 2 Celestial Rune Realm expert. He had an unparalleled spirit of killing gods and devils. When the surrounding geniuses felt Yang Wu's aura, their faces turned serious. They didn't expect Yang Wu to be so strong. Kuan Mingzi's cold eyes twitched. He turned into a cold shadow and rushed toward Yang Wu. He thought in his heart, I'll kill him with one palm. Yang Wu didn't like Kuan Mingzi, and Kuan Mingzi didn't like Yang Wu. They were like natural enemies. Both of them wanted to kill the other in one blow. Barbaric Dragon Fist. Frost Spring Ice Palm. One of them was like a barbaric dragon, carrying a domineering aura, while the other was like a sudden cold current, extremely cold ice chi that no one could withstand. Bang! Both of them were peerless monsters. When their fists and palms collided, an astonishing power rippled out, forcing the surrounding geniuses to quickly retreat. After the two of them collided, they were like enemies that wouldn't stop until one of them died. The images of a true dragon and black tortoise kept appearing. They seemed to have descended together, creating a shocking scene. In addition, snowflakes drifted down. Waves of coldness assaulted everyone. The air was frozen into frost, and the energy that splashed out turned into ice crystals. Unknowingly, a layer of ice had appeared on the ground. No, it's too cold. I can't take it. This is Kuan Mingzi's exceptional cold energy. I must circulate my energy to resist it. Otherwise, if I'm frozen, my meridians will be damaged even if I don't die. The strength of these two fellows is so terrifying. It feels like stars are colliding. In a few blinks of an eye, the two of them had exchanged hundreds of punches. Neither of them could do anything to the other. Someone from the Ming gang exclaimed, Let's take this opportunity to kill everyone around Yang Wu. Before they could make a move, the Dragon Phoenix Abyss changed. Roar. Chapter 1038. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss had opened. This was a forbidden area. Anyone who fell into it would have a hard time surviving. In the past, countless saints had tried to explore it, but none of them had returned. Even sky-reaching realm old monsters had gone deep into it and never appeared again. From then on, no one dared to have any ideas about the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Perhaps only the top overlords in this world understood the dangers that existed within. When Yang Wu and Kunmingzi were fighting, the Dragon Phoenix abyss suddenly opened. This was something that no one had expected. Dragon roars could be heard from the bottom of the Dragon Phoenix abyss. Even sages would find it difficult to withstand the terrifying sound waves. The young living beings here found it even more difficult to withstand. Some of them bled from their 7 orifices and fainted on the spot. Some of them clutched their heads and screamed desperately. Only a few of them could withstand it, but they did not seem to be in a good state either. Yang Wu and Kunmingzi were both peerless monsters. However, they were caught off guard and suffered from the impact. Both of them felt their blood churning and their heads buzzing non-stop. It was extremely uncomfortable. It was very difficult for them to attack each other again. Both of them were extremely alert. After such a thing happened, they quickly retreated and did not continue to tangle with each other. After entering the Dragon Phoenix abyss, "I'll take your life." Kunmingzi did not forget to leave a threat to Yang Wu. "It's hard to say who will die." Yang Wu also replied in a domineering manner. Kunmingzi could feel the boundless power of Yang Wu's physical body. It was as if he had collided with an iron wall. Yang Wu also felt the extraordinary cold energy of Kunmingzi. Even though he had absorbed the Frost Spring mysterious essence before, he still felt that it was unbearable. Kunmingzi had definitely attracted more cold energy to reach this stage. If they continued to fight, it was hard to say who would win and who would lose. Both of them exclaimed in their hearts, "This is a formidable opponent." Before the dragon's roar could finish, the phoenix's cry could be heard. Whoosh! Whoosh! The soaring flames turned the sky red. Terrifying heat spread in all directions. Some trees were quickly set ablaze. Some of the prodigy's clothes were burned on the spot. They were so scared that they cried. "Has the Dragon Phoenix abyss opened? This phenomenon is so terrifying. I can't take it anymore." "This is the sign of the opening. Retreat. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died. The power of the sound waves are too terrifying. And what's with the fire? I'm going to be naked. What the hell is this place? It seems like a true dragon and a phoenix are fighting. Is this the true face of the Dragon Phoenix abyss?" The living beings stationed nearby all left the Dragon Phoenix abyss. Some living beings did not manage to escape in time and died there. They did not even have the chance to see what would happen after the Dragon Phoenix abyss opened. After everyone had retreated far away, they looked in the direction of the Dragon Phoenix abyss, still in shock. Their eyes were wide open, and their mouths were wide open. It was as if they had seen a ghost. Above the Dragon Phoenix abyss, the figures of dragons and phoenixes intertwined. It was as if they were reenacting the most powerful battle of the epic. There were dragon roars, phoenix flames burning the sky, true dragons tearing through the sky, phoenixes striking the ground. The astonishing phenomenon dyed the sky red. There was also a terrifying murderous aura permeating the air. The nearby plants quickly withered and died. Even some of the sturdy rocks were corroded. If these prodigies were to come into contact with this power, they would not be able to withstand it. Dragon Fiend and Phoenix Flame. These were two extremely terrifying powers of the world, and they had been born here. No wonder this place was called the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. There must have been a true dragon and a phoenix here. A holy voice sounded. "The Dragon Phoenix Abyss is about to open. Those with jade badges, be prepared to enter at any time. Those without jade badges will die." The holy voice reverberated, and all the living beings in the surroundings could hear it clearly. Not far away, the demon sages of the demon tribe also spoke. The holy voice of the demon tribe also sounded. All the human prodigies became nervous. The moment they had been waiting for had finally arrived. ****, what are you doing? Why are you trying to kill me? Someone yelled in rage. Haha, you can only blame yourself for having a jade badge. It's mine now. Another voice sounded. The same thing happened in different places. This was the last chance. Those with jade badges could enter. Those without jade badges could not enter. Many prodigies took the risk and began to attack their companions. Some people were completely unguarded and became the souls of their companions. Only when they went to hell did they understand a principle. Those who betray you are always your closest friends. At this moment, Yang Wu did not have time to pay attention to these things. He was facing Yu Yu and Shu Yujun, and he did not know what to do. Yu Yu was on his left, and Shu Yujun was on his right. They did not speak to each other, nor did they look at Yang Wu. It was as if they were waiting for the Dragon Phoenix abyss to open, and this was just a sign. After a long while, Yu Yu spoke first. Marshal, after entering the Dragon Phoenix abyss, you must be careful of that person just now and the previous generation's holy son of our purple firmament hall. Their strength is unfathomable. And I will be careful. You also have to be careful, Yang Wu said in a deep voice. Don't worry, with Zi Yun by my side, not many people can hurt me, Yu Yu said confidently. The purple Qilin beside her also let out a low cry, as if it was replying to Zi Yu. Immediately after, she took the initiative to say to Shu Yujun, Big Sister Shu, I heard Marshal talk about you. The days when I was not by his side were all thanks to you. Shu Yujun turned her head to look at Ziyue. She raised her eyebrows slightly and said, Although I know you don't mean what you say, I accept it. He is the man I like, and I will accompany him in the future. Shu Yujun was declaring her determination to Yu Yu. Yang Wu said with an awkward face, Yu Jun, actually Yu Yu and I. Before he could say that he and Yu Yu were married, Yu Yu interrupted him and said, The two of us grew up together. I believe in him, and he also believes in me. If you don't mind following him, I also don't mind having you as a sister. In any case, it will be very difficult for me and him to be together in a short period of time. Ziyu's face revealed a trace of sadness, as if there was a trace of worry in her heart that was difficult to erase. After this matter is settled, I will definitely go to the Purple Firmament Hall. Yang Wu grabbed Ziyu's hand and said with incomparable firmness, I'm fine, don't be impulsive. Ziyu said emotionally. I don't care what your reason is. In short, if you can't do it, I will do it. Shu Yujun could also feel the strangeness of Yu Yu, but she still did not waver. She was such a strong and stubborn woman. At this time, the space in front of them suddenly changed again. The dragon and phoenix were constantly colliding, and the dragon phoenix abyss once again cracked open. A strange light flashed in the space, bringing with it a strong devouring power. Countless sand and stones were sucked into the crack, and countless trees were swept away. Before they could even get close to the crack, they were immediately turned into powder. This was a terrifying space storm. Even a sage might not be able to withstand it. After entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss, life and death will be up to fate. Whoever can defeat the most opponents will be conferred the title of Dragon Emperor or Emperor Phoenix, and will receive the highest glory. The rest of the top 10 will be conferred the title of Dragon King or Phoenix King, and will receive generous rewards. I wish you all can come out alive. The next time the space crack opens, it will be the time for you to return. Now, hurry up and enter. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and go. Hurry up and kill your way over. Otherwise, when the space crack closes, you will be automatically disqualified. This time, I must enter the top 1,000 of the Heavenly Dragon leaderboard. I want to become the Supreme Dragon Emperor. Many Sky Prides rose to their feet and charged towards the crack in the space. None of these Sky Prides were fools. When they got close to the space crack, the power of the Imperial Edict tore it apart to protect them as they entered safely. After all, there were too many uncertainties in the space crack. If there were any accidents, they would have the protection of the Imperial Edict. The first batch of Sky Prides quickly disappeared before everyone's eyes, and the others also rushed over. They definitely could not miss the grand event that happened once every 50 years. Everyone, take care of yourselves. Let's go. Yang Wu could not hold back his impulse and shouted to the people behind him. He grabbed Zhu and Shu Yujun respectively and rushed towards the space crack. Zhu was his wife. She did not struggle and quietly followed Yang Wu into the space crack. Shu Yujun did not care about other things at this time. She would settle the matter between them after this trip was over. The others also rushed over. When they got close to the space crack, the Heavenly Dragon Jade Token and the Heavenly Phoenix Jade Token were floating with energy. Naturally, they formed a protective force to help them rush in. Those Sky Prides who tore the Imperial Edict were just in case. Yang Wu was not stingy with his Imperial Edict and added a protective layer for them. Not far away, there was also someone who just happened to be rushing towards the space crack. A delicate voice sounded, "Yang Wu, you unfaithful stinking man." Yang Wu looked in that direction and saw Chao Jifei glaring at him with an angry face, as if he had done something that angered the heavens and the people. Yang Wu couldn't help but retort, "Young Miss Chao, don't speak nonsense. He, as expected, you're a heartless man. You've forgotten your old love after finding a new one. I must be blind." Chao Jifei sneered. Yang Wu almost spat out a mouthful of blood. There was nothing between him and Chao Jifei. All of a sudden, he felt as if there were two pliers pinching his waist, causing him to grit his teeth in pain. He said innocently, "There really is nothing between us. Yang Wu, you really are a womanizer." At this moment, a fiery figure called out to him from another direction. This was an extremely pleasant voice. Regardless of whether it was a man or a woman, they would be moved by this voice. Yang Wu instantly felt as if his waist had been broken. Chapter 1039. The Dragon Phoenix Abyss opened, and many creatures rushed towards the spatial crack. Some people who did not have jade tokens also rushed over. They did not have jade tokens, but they carried the Imperial Edict. They thought that they could enter through the spatial storm, but they were too naive. When they tore open the Imperial Edict, the spatial storm came and tore the Imperial Edict's power to shreds. They didn't even have time to scream before they were reduced to a pool of blood. Even their remnant souls were shredded to nothing. Many creatures who did not have jade tokens saw this scene and decisively retreated. There's no justice in this world. Why must only those with jade tokens pass? I'm not even 100 years old, and my strength is not inferior to theirs. Why can't I enter? Damn it, my strength is enough to become the Dragon Emperor. If you don't let me in, this generation's Dragon Emperor does not live up to his name. Why am I so pitiful? I can't even get a jade token. Whoa. Many geniuses who did not have jade tokens began to complain about the world, and even their parents. They were in an extremely bad mood. As more and more creatures entered the spatial crack gradually shrank. It seemed that it was about to be completely sealed. At this moment, a young girl rushed over with an army of ferocious beasts. This army of ferocious beasts was incomparably ferocious, and their fighting strength was extremely tyrannical. Everywhere they went, they caused panic. In the young girl's arms, there was a little hay dog. It kept barking, as if it was saying something. "Little hay, you didn't lie to me. Is the young master really over there?" the young girl asked with a face of anticipation. "Of course, when have I, the immortal emperor, lied to you? How could that kid be absent from the battle of the dragon and phoenix?" The little hay dog replied. "Then can we really pass like this?" the young girl asked worriedly. "Don't worry, they have signed a contract with you and are your loyal followers. You are also a great beast tamer. Bringing a few ferocious beasts in will definitely be fine," the little hay said very calmly. "Oh, then let's go faster," the young girl said anxiously. When the Sky Prides at the front sensed the commotion behind them, they turned their heads back to take a look. Their faces were filled with fear as they hurriedly fled for their lives, afraid that this army of beasts was coming for them. There were at least a few hundred beasts in this army. Every one of them had reached the realm of minor saint. It seemed like the few beasts at the front were saint-level beasts. What were they trying to do? The girl on a bird didn't have time to pay attention to these people. She rushed towards the spatial crack that was about to close. "Young master, this servant is here," the young girl said expectantly. Then, she led this group of ferocious beasts into the spatial rift and successfully rushed in. Many creatures in the rear watched this scene with their mouths agape. They felt as if they were caught in the wind. Did all these ferocious beasts have jade plates? That was impossible. Why are they all fine? Some of the sky prides who were unwilling to give up mustered up their courage and charged forward. In the end, they instantly perished in the crack. At this moment, everyone felt that the heavens were unfair. The young girl only had one piece of jade on her. What right did she have to bring a group of ferocious beasts over? You would have to ask the little hay dog in her arms. It would proudly say, "This immortal emperor is omnipotent." The living beings with jade tablets had already entered the Dragon Phoenix Abyss's self-created space. They thought that the space here would be the same as the other spatial zones. It would be a shattered spatial realm. It would be an independent world where all kinds of creatures still lived. However, after they entered, they found that it was completely different. This was a gray space where not even a blade of grass grew. The vast barren mountains were filled with waves of murderous aura from time to time. It was very uncomfortable. The xian qi of heaven and earth was thin, and the space was heavy. No matter what kind of creature it was, it would be difficult to live here for a long time. Roar. Some of the creatures roared angrily. It seemed that they were not satisfied with this place. They were ready to fight and become the strongest creature. These creatures who entered were all scattered in different places. They had completely disrupted their previous teams. Their dreams of hunting opponents in teams were shattered. Yang Wu was the same. He wanted to hug both of them. Who knew that after passing through the spatial rift, he would be forcefully separated from the two women by an inexplicable force. He wanted to make them stay, but he could not do so. When he landed in this space, he immediately felt the slight changes in the Regal 9 Mysteries formula. He could not help but laugh wildly. There's Xian Essence Qi here. Yang Wu had absorbed 4 types of Xian Essence Qi since he started cultivating the Regal 9 Mysteries formula. They were the Prenatal Xian Essence Qi, the Frost Spring Xian Essence Qi, the Blood Evil Xian Essence Qi, and the Corrosive Flame Xian Essence Qi. Each type of Xian Essence Qi had greatly increased his cultivation speed and brought him earth-shattering changes. During this period of time, he had been busy improving his strength, refining pills, and dealing with all kinds of things. He did not have time to properly sense the whereabouts of the other type of Xian Essence Qi. He did not expect to immediately sense the Xian Essence Qi after entering the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. He was extremely excited. Before he could carefully sense it, danger suddenly attacked from behind. Yang Wu's reaction was outstanding. He quickly dodged forward and narrowly avoided this fatal attack. Bang. A muffled sound came from behind him. The ground cracked open. Waves of corrosive energy had corroded the ground. This was an attack that contained a deadly poison. Yang Wu did not have the time to turn around. He sensed the opponent's continuous attacks coming at him. Yang Wu seemed to have a pair of eyes at the back of his head. His figure was constantly changing, dodging the opponent's attacks. He turned around and finally saw who the opponent behind him was. It was a transformed scorpion demon. Moreover, it was a female scorpion demon. She had a bewitching face with thick lines on it. Her hair stood straight like a pair of scissors. Her armor covered her vital parts, exposing a lot of her skin. If one did not look at the swaying scorpion tail behind her, she was a charming woman. The scorpion demon's killing intent was very strong. Both of its palms were constantly striking out. Each of its palms carried a dense poison. The strength of each palm strike was enough to kill an ordinary peak minor saint. Not only that, there was also a foul smell drifting in the air. Once inhaled, one would be poisoned, lose their combat strength, or even die. You're my first opponent in the Dragon Phoenix Abyss? Then I'll use you as a sacrifice, Yang Wu said faintly. He ignored the poison and struck out a palm strike against the opponent's palm strike. Asterisk bang. Asterisk the moment the two palms collided, the outcome of the battle was immediately determined. The scorpion demon's strength was far weaker than Yang Wu's. She was forced to retreat. Her arms were twisted. Her face was filled with shock. Without thinking, she drilled into the ground. She had made a prompt decision to escape after just one strike. Yang Wu was stunned for a moment. He stomped heavily on the ground. A powerful force quickly entered the ground, trying to get the scorpion demon out. The ground was cracked by him, but the scorpion demon was nowhere to be seen. She escaped really fast. Yang Wu sighed. He felt that his strength was strong enough among the younger generation, but now he realized that it was still not enough. He calmly sensed the situation around him and found that there were living auras several miles away, and there were also living auras several miles away. There was no way to sense further away. It was as if there was some kind of imprisonment here, and he couldn't sense further away like in the outside world. Moreover, the gravity here was many times heavier than in the outside world. He was afraid that even a heavenly fish realm martial artist might not be able to fly here. After discovering this situation, Yang Wu wasn't in a hurry to find his opponent. He also wasn't in a hurry to find the profound essence chi. Instead, he planned to spend some time to adapt to the environment here. He walked towards a barren short mountain not far away. It was reddish-brown in color. It looked different from the ordinary mountain rocks. When he arrived at the short mountain, he found that the material of the mountain rocks was indeed different. It was as hard as a heavenly material. This place must contain some secrets, Yang Wu concluded in his heart. Then, he carefully sensed that there were no living beings around. Then he sat down cross-legged to adjust his breath. He had to adapt to the environment here. First, he had to start with the Xian formula. The Xian Qi of heaven and earth here was extremely thin. The circulation of the Xian formula was affected. He had to get rid of this feeling before he could really walk in this place. Over the years, Yang Wu had experienced many battles and entered many dangerous places. He was very clear about the survival rules of every unfamiliar environment. Yang Wu ran the highest 9 mysteries formula over and over again. As a result, he found that he couldn't calm down. The highest 9 mysteries formula guided him in one direction, which was the direction he sensed the profound essence chi. Well, I'll adapt as I walk. Yang Wu stood up. After a sigh, he walked step by step in the direction of the highest 9 mysteries formula. Why don't I try to cultivate the wind god's legs? Yang Wu said to himself and began to run here. Under the natural gravity here, his body was many times heavier than before. It was the best environment to hone the strength of his legs. The wind god's legs was an awakened innate skill of both feet. It could greatly increase speed and could also be used in battle. After Yang Wu activated the extreme circulation method, it had received a great improvement. However, Yang Wu still felt that it still had room for improvement. In the beginning, Yang Wu didn't dare to run too fast. He was still running the Xian formula. Only after reaching a completely smooth feeling could he run to his heart's content. Otherwise, he would consume a lot of energy. Even if he had the sacred dragon body, he didn't dare to wantonly squander his energy. Who knew if there were any hidden dangers here? Sure enough, after running for a while, he began to see some skeletons buried in the ground. He walked closer to take a look and found that they were piles of giant skeletons. They must belong to some kind of extremely powerful creature when they were alive. He curiously squatted down to take a look. His eyes anxiously jumped up as if he had found some treasure. He forcefully grabbed some soil and exclaimed, This is sacred soil.